everybody. Welcome to 4Player Podcast, episode 430. It is October 20th, 2015.
Yes.
I am hosting this evening. My name is Nolan Hedstrom. Nick is out.
He's done.
Yep, he's gone.
He's cut.
He's gone.
Forever.
Off the team.
I am joined today by Mr. Christopher Guthridge.
Hey, what's up, Noel?
Brad Simons.
Hello.
And special guest, Mike.
How's it going, everybody?
Music man, Mike?
Music Quest Mike,
Music,
Mike Hidalgo, one or the other.
Yeah,
one or the other.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that's cool. So, what you been doing, Mike? You haven't been on the show in a long time.
Let's see. I've been playing a lot of The Witcher. I think I logged about 300 hours or so since it came out, and it's an amazing game. It's
So you're
my
halfway
favorite.
done.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm on my second playthrough, my NG Plus playthrough, and it's my new favorite game of all time. Last time I was on the show, Brad said it was too early for me to say that it was my new favorite game of all time.
It's still too early, I think.
Bumping Shadow of the Colossus to number 2, but
That's crazy. Call me in 2 years and tell me that.
it's still, I mean, I'm still finding new stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I can explore for hours on end, and you know, one of the things I like doing in this game is
We'll talk about
know-
The Witcher. We got to talk about Star Wars.
Star
yeah.
Wars.
Yeah, so we usually start the show now with non-gaming stuff.
Oh, I got some non-gaming stuff. I threw out my back, and I'm probably not going to stick around this whole show.
Well, that's, yeah.
Brad,
You didn't throw that out
back.
gaming?
That
What?
is
You didn't throw out your back gaming?
No, I threw it out doing manual labor at work.
Picking up the transfer
Also,
hearts?
way less funny than it is on like sitcoms where it's always like, oh, the dad like, oh, and then Urkel comes in and is like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you, Carl? You know, it's not like that, man. It's painful and scary, and this has never happened to me before.
And you don't know what
you
to
know why it
do,
happened,
and you got to
Brad?
deal
'Cause
with
I'm old.
insurance
Because you're old.
Dude,
Yeah.
don't be scared. I'm sure it is the first of many.
Insurance, fuck that workers' comp. Well, I got insurance anyways. It reminds me of the Louis C.K. sketch where he talks about his shitty knee.
Yeah.
And he goes to the doctor and he's like, sorry, it's just shitty now. He's like, so what do I do? I mean, when is it going to go
true.
away?
That's
He's like, no,
shitty.
it's just your knee now.
Just deal with it.
This is your life.
That's like my dad, for like 30 years, 20 something years, he surveyed land. And so he did lots of manual labor and stuff. And yeah, his knees just kind of gave out.
Yeah.
And so within 6 months, he got both of them replaced.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old was he?
When
that happened?
He is, well, no, it happened like 2 years ago. It was like 48.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I drum, but I
Yeah.
also run, and drumming and running are two of the kind of worst things you can do for your knees because
Yep.
my right foot's always like,
You're constantly bouncing it. Yeah.
yeah, and then when you're running, there's all that pressure on your knees, and I
Yep.
can already kind of start feeling some things in there, and I'm like, no, I'm getting old, but it happens.
You know, by the time you're that old, we'll have cyborg legs and
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. I'm just gonna upgrade him like Adam Jensen and
Yeah,
get
exactly.
the new
Augment that
implants.
shit.
Hell yeah, I'm all for transhumanism
There you
because
go.
I'm gonna be old by the time that shit is
Yeah.
a thing, and
Yeah.
so you know.
It's going to be like that movie with
Dude.
Ben Kingsley and Ryan Reynolds, whatever that movie was.
Which movie?
I
Body
have no idea what
swappers.
you're talking
Is that
about.
what it was?
I
I
don't
think
know
it's
what it's
new
called.
or something. I just saw a trailer for
It's
it. Whatever. It doesn't
Ben
matter.
Kingsley dies and they put his brain in
Yeah.
Did it come out to
Ryan
theaters?
Reynolds'
I-
body.
maybe.
Oh wait,
I am like
is that Ex Machina?
No, that's a different
no,
one.
That's the
Ex
robot
Machina is
movie.
good. You should watch it.
I be-
Hey,
What's up?
so Ben Kingsley's in some bad movies.
Oh, definitely. He does plenty of bad movies.
Wasn't
But,
he
like-
in the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
No.
But
You're,
the-
the
I
thing
saw
is,
that in the theater,
He was,
man.
yeah.
I
Wait,
saw
yeah,
it.
what? Yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah.
He was like the evil sorcerer.
He's
or
also been in
something.
like a couple Uwe
I was
Boll
thinking
movies.
of the guy with the blue lips
I'm
from that movie.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by like these straight to videos, which doesn't even really make sense because there's no video stores anymore. But like
Yeah.
these movies that never
VOD.
come
Isn't that
out
crazy?
to theaters, when you see all these actors that are like quality actors that are in this movie you've never heard of that never came out in theaters.
Yeah.
And I get obsessed with like trying to figure out how this happened. Like, did all these actors know they were going to be in this movie that no one was ever going to watch or care about that wasn't going to come out in theaters? I mean, when you sign on for a movie, you don't know
Yeah.
that it's coming
Well,
to theaters,
yeah,
right?
that's the thing. Is it's not
Wait,
not
what?
their decision at all. You know, it's all up to the publishing company. You know,
Yeah.
it's not even up to the director or the producer. I mean, it's, you know, if or I guess the producer has a little more to do with it. But yeah, sometimes movies just go sideways. And you know,
Like
all
the
of-
straight to video kind of movies.
Yeah, well, no,
It's
like,
like-
it's,
Well,
maybe
you gotta
it's on,
know
it's
if
on
you're
course to go
in
to
a straight
theaters
to video,
and then
like
a,
Sharknado.
yeah,
I mean, come
Sometimes
on.
They'll
Yeah.
make a movie and they'll shelve it for a few years,
Yeah.
and then they'll just like, we gotta get it
well,
out.
let's get
Like-
some money out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just weird. Speaking
Yeah.
of movies,
Oh, Jeremy Irons was the evil sorcerer in Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah.
Sorry,
see?
Dana.
Jeremy
I didn't
Irons.
realize you were the
I thought
Dungeons and Dragons
I didn't
movie
think it was Ben
expert.
Kingsley.
maybe it was Ben Kingsley's in a lot of bad
He's a
movies
lot of
like
bad
that.
movies, but yeah, it was definitely the bad guy.
Nice.
I think he was
Victor
in
just started streaming
Blood Rain.
Super Smash Bros. For Wii.
Yeah, I don't understand.
What is that?
It's a
Bro.
notification.
Yeah.
We need to know. We need to figure out how to turn those off.
No, I agree. I get notifications from people I don't follow all the time.
Because
I only follow, like, 2 accounts on Twitch.
Does anybody remember
You're gonna watch it?
a viewer named V Richter?
No.
Richter?
Richter?
I don't know.
Richter?
Maybe.
I bet he was. I think he was like a regular,
Sure it
like
was a
fucking ages ago.
VR Ictor.
Now, at some point, we followed him, and now we get fucking notifications every time we go live, and he's got like an unstable feed, so his feed starts up like 8 times a night.
Don't worry, we'll keep you posted on Victor's status.
We should go raid that motherfucker, whoever the hell he is. I
Don't
forgot.
even know.
The name seems vaguely familiar, but yeah.
Hideo Kojima went to like. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm responding to something like that on the chat.
Star Wars.
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
Do you? This is a weird place to start. There was that new trailer.
Yep.
Do you think what's his name? The dude from Ex Machina.
Poe Dameron.
Yeah, Poe Dameron.
Well, what's the
it's
actor's name?
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar
Do y'all
Oscar
think that
Isaac.
he?
That's a cool name.
I feel like every time they show him, it's in the same scene, pretty much.
They show him in the X-Wing, right?
Yeah.
They show him
And then
X-Wing.
in this new trailer, they show him like walking around an X-Wing.
Yeah.
but there's one
a
more scene
where
he's in
like,
this one.
He's like getting fucking tortured. Or
Yeah,
something.
and this-
Like,
and
Oh,
this
was
is-
that him?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
him.
Is
Do you
he-
think there's more to that character than they're letting on?
well,
I
if he's
think-
with the X-wing, is he like
I
the head of
think
the Rogue
there's
Squadron
something-
now? Or?
Okay, so they're doing a comic series right now called Star Wars Shattered Empire, and they're setting up his lineage because it takes place right after Return of the Jedi, and one of the main characters in the book is his mother. So the fact that they're like seeding all these things in like the expanded universe stuff makes me think that he will have some kind of significant role.
Well, he's also like one of the bigger, probably the biggest, like still working actor in Hollywood right now that's in this movie. You know what I mean? Like Oscar Isaac, as far as outside of
as far as the
outside
new
of-
blood, like,
yeah, as far as the new blood goes,
Yeah.
he's by far the biggest
Yeah.
actor. I mean, he's
Well,
He-
Lupita's in the movie, kind of. Her
Lupita?
voice.
but still, even that. I mean, Oscar Isaac is in like
I don't know
a
who any
lot
of these people are. I feel kind of left out of the loop. Oscar Isaac.
He's in a lot of like critically acclaimed indie movies, but he's also getting some bigger roles and stuff. So I'm wondering if he's going to end up being a bigger character than they're letting on.
It's
I
possible.
don't know, man. Maybe they all are.
There's gonna be 3 of them, right? 3.
Yeah.
Those are the
Okay.
3 heroes.
Yeah, those-
Oh yeah. It's him,
It's Poe, it's Rey.
Daisy Riley or Ridley or whatever her name is.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
and
Alan
then-
Tudyk was in Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like one of the stars
Of Rogue One.
X-Men.
Maybe we could talk about it in the news, but
X-Wing.
but he left. He was originally going to be in Uncharted 4, and they just found out like yesterday that
We're off topic.
That
He left that
is
project.
one
We're-
of the news.
we're on-
Oh, that
yeah.
is?
That
Yeah.
is my news.
Yeah, good job,
topic.
Dick.
Well, no
But-
one updated the doc.
I did update the doc. You just didn't check it.
What time of day? Did
We're
you update
talking
the
about
doc?
Never
Star
checked the
Wars.
doc.
Star Wars.
Anyway.
Star Wars.
Star
So,
Wars.
this new trailer showed us a whole lot more than any trailer shown before.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Rey and
You're getting a
what's,
clear-
what's the other guy's name? Finn. Meeting up with Han Solo.
They're starting to
That's
give a
pretty
clear
cool.
picture of
But still no Luke.
of the villain's
true.
motivation in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the I don't-
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, following
What he's doing.
Darth Vader's footsteps. He has his old pumpkin helmet.
How does he have that?
I don't know. 'Cause-
You think it would have been like atomized when the Death Star blew up, right? And it's still like in pretty good condition.
no, they
Like-
brought it back down to the
No, he
the
took his
moon.
helmet off and like threw it away,
Oh.
didn't he? Or did they?
No, he just
did they
kind of lifted
incinerate
it
him
off.
with the helmet on?
I thought I don't remember.
He had Darth Vader's helmet, right? I guess
Yeah,
he
no,
went to-
this is we.
I don't
It
remember.
doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
You know what, Crispy? I'm sure in this movie
Maybe
they'll show a
he did.
flashback of Kylo showing up and be like, "Ooh,
So
cool
wait,
helmet."
so did
I'm
Luke
sure they'll
put-
show it.
Did Luke put Darth Vader's helmet back on before he like took
I
his
don't
body
think so. I
down?
think the whole point of him having
to
it off
Endor?
was showing that he's no longer Darth Vader. As far as maybe one of the stormtroopers grabbed the helmet and then jumped in a TIE fighter and flew off.
I got a helmet!
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure in this movie they will show like a flashback, and you'll see a young Kylo Ren, like, ooh, and then like
Vader
grab
was
the helmet.
wearing
He's like,
his
"I'll avenge you."
armor.
All right, I got a
He's wearing
question.
Helmet
Okay.
on. Okay, fine.
Are any of these people like related
That's
to
weird.
the old? Do
So
we
that's
know?
the thing. We don't know.
That's like spoiler
Yeah.
territory. 'Cause
Like
they're
the,
saying
it's like the fact that we don't know Finn's last name, and they refuse to
they
say
don't-
what it is.
They,
Finn.
Yes.
What do you mean, like Finn Solo, or what?
Which one's
I don't
Finn?
know.
The-
Finn is the stormtrooper, the
Yes.
black guy.
Which I guess he's gonna be like the Jedi, but maybe
We don't know.
we
We,
don't
here's
know
the
that.
thing. They're showing him in the trailers with the lightsaber, but the tops like Star Wars trading cards they just released a new set of Force Awakening characters, right? And they have a card for Finn, and they have a card for
Ray.
Rey, and they show everyone's alignment on their card, like who they are. So Finn's has a symbol for the Resistance, the Rebel Alliance, right? Mm-hmm. Rey's has a symbol for the Rebel Alliance and for the Jedi. But they don't ever show her like with a lightsaber in the trailers. It's always Finn.
What is that?
But he's
what is
like
that like?
he's holding a lightsaber, kind of like a baseball
Yeah,
bat. Like
he
he
does-
doesn't really know what he's doing.
He clearly,
like,
when Kylo Ren approaches him in
Is
the
he winning
trailer, he
that?
like freaks the fuck out because he
Yeah.
doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Okay, so he's the one who finds the lightsaber.
Yeah,
and,
maybe,
gives
possibly.
It to,
I think that's the whole
Maybe.
point. Is I from what
They find
I've
Luke's-
seen of it is that like Luke's been gone. Like no one knows
He's
where Luke
just
is,
out being
and they
fucking
find
gone.
his lightsaber, and they're like,
He
"What?
went all
A
Yoda.
lightsaber?"
He's gonna show up at the
Yeah.
end of the movie for like 5 minutes. I think that's what's gonna happen,
maybe,
and then like
yeah.
he's gonna be more of a prominent character.
maybe
in a second.
why aren't they showing him at all in the trailer?
They
Yeah.
show his hand.
they do show his
Oh,
hand.
they show his hand.
We assume
in
that's
the
him.
original trailer, they show a hand, a robotic hand placing on R2D2.
They show that again.
And it's Luke like narrating the first trailer.
Yeah, so you can assume it's him.
He's gonna
Just-
show up, but like, why are they being so mysterious about him?
He's like the new Obi-Wan. He's
Or the
like the
new Yoda.
fucking yeah, because that's exactly Obi-Wan disappeared for all I knew, just a hermit in a cave.
You know what I want to know? What's happening when Han and Chewie and the other guys are like
Surrendering or whatever, yeah.
And then like there's like an oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Also, I read some. Well, we shouldn't talk about speculation, right? Because that's not interesting. What did y'all think of the trailer? It was good, right?
Dude,
It was
fucking
good. It was
awesome.
good. It gave
Dude,
you.
oh
It
my
gave you
God.
just enough.
Like you got
enough.
the,
Dude, when,
the
like,
feels of like the original.
When Han Solo's
Yeah.
like saying like it's true, all of it.
Yeah.
Like I got fucking chills.
Because
I
that's
was
the
like,
thing.
yes.
Is in the original movies, Han Solo's all like, the Force is fucking
Yeah.
stupid. That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
And then in this movie, you see an old Han. He's like, oh no,
He's like,
it's
I saw
real.
it. He's like, I saw
fucking
it.
Wait,
seen
I
it.
gotta be honest with you though. This Han stuff does nothing for me.
Really?
Yeah, but
Ah.
I don't think he's
The
gonna
new
be
stuff is what
that
excites
like,
me.
prominent
Yeah.
in the movie, right? No, I know.
Wait,
I know. I'm
did-
really like the teaser images they were showing before the trailer came out. Like there was one shot of Rey like on some like lush planet, and she like looks up and there's all these like fucking Imperial TIE fighters and everything flying overhead. Like that new shit looks so fucking cool. I mean, it's neat that Han Solo and Leia and Luke are in the
wasn't
movie,
Leia
but
force sensitive though? Like, did she ever pursue?
They said
They
that-
mention it, but she
They
never
s-
actually does anything in the original trilogy
Right.
related to the Force.
I think
Besides, like
as-
communicate with Luke at one point, maybe doesn't she?
In Empire Strikes
No,
Back.
at the end of Jedi, she's like, he's alive. I can feel it.
Yeah,
like, all
yeah.
that
She
shit, yeah.
gets some Force going on. But
Like
she,
as far as the canon's concerned, she is like force sensitive.
yeah.
Yeah. So who knows?
All
If
right.
She
Is
develops
force
So-
sensitive even a word they use in the movies?
I don't know.
It's
Just Han and Leia.
maybe in the prequels.
It's more. It's more Metachlorian
In-
positive.
Yeah. She has a lot of.
Fuck the midichlorians, man. That's what I'm saying. Just everybody needs to collectively, agree to fuck the prequels.
No,
Fuck them.
yeah.
Fuck them.
I'm down
Watch
with
the
that.
Plinky reviews. If anybody hasn't seen them
I
yet, please
agree.
go watch.
Bought my fucking tickets though. I'm fucking
The Plinky
ready for
reviews.
I haven't
December.
bought mine
I
yet.
did not buy tickets. Should I have bought tickets?
Probably.
I got the email notification an hour after they'd gone on sale for the IMAX, and they
Yeah.
were already
Oh,
sold
yeah.
out. They were already sold out.
We had to go to the theater. To
Yeah, I'm going to the
Uh,
IMAX to watch it.
What else have y'all been, besides Star Wars? Anything?
Just
Uh,
the
About
back
gaming, the back thing.
back thing?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, what have we been up to?
No, yeah,
his
yeah.
back.
Oh.
Yeah, but what have you been up to at least, Mike?
Just a lot of playing. I've been playing drums for a lot of different people. I've been playing guitar, doing my own thing. I've got two gigs on Saturday actually. One, I'll be playing drums at 7, and then I'll be playing like guitar and drums at 9.
At the same time?
At the same time for
Nice.
some of them. Well, I mean, not this gig, but I do that for some gigs. And what else? Just trying
I
to...
just imagine you like Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
With all like that drum on your back and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And
Trying to
like,
do as much,
The
as much
one-man
as you
band.
can.
Yeah.
But just playing, and let's see what Oh, I volunteer with this organization called Kids in a New Groove, where they place musical mentors with kids in the Texas foster care system. That's cool. And I've been volunteering with this kid for about a year, and the organization put on a private benefit at the North Door, and me and my student got to open for Shaky Graves, who's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, he just
cool.
won like New Artist of the Year at the Americana Music Awards, and so it's been pretty cool, just trying to, move forward as much as I possibly can musically and just keep busy. And that's pretty much and playing The Witcher 3,
Obviously.
Playing The Witcher 3 and some of Metal Gear Solid 5, but mostly The Witcher 3. But
how do you have time?
I don't know, man.
How have you put 300 hours into The Witcher?
Well, I think some of that's idle time. I keep it I keep it running.
He does have it on his
You fall asleep at
laptop,
the
so he
computer
plays
a
it
lot.
like everywhere.
Yeah, and then I'll just tab over and then start
He's driving and he just kind of leans over and opens his laptop up and he's like,
I'm at a stoplight. I can get a couple minutes in.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
All right, so games.
Gams.
Yoshi's Woolly World's a piece of shit. We can start with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So if y'all recall, in the past I brought up Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Super NES games. I loved that fucking game. Great game.
Of course.
I have vivid memories of me, little Nolan, wearing suspenders and like a clip-on tie because it's Sunday morning and we're about to go to church. And I'm on the final boss of Yoshi's Island, and my mom's like, "We gotta go," and I'm like, "No, Mom, back in the day when she's like, let's go." You're like, "I can't just save anywhere," all that shit. And so I finally beat it, and then I had to run out the fucking door to go to church. But anyway, loved that game. They remade it, kind of, for the 3DS.
Wait, the
it's
3DS?
It's pretty much the exact same fucking game.
Wait, what about the DS one, where you have baby Donkey Kong and?
Oh, I didn't play that one. Was that one good?
I mean,
I never played DS one either.
That's the best reviewed one post.
Oh, well, maybe I should look at that one then.
But it's not a loved game, but it's at 82% or whatever.
Okay, that's not bad. And so I didn't play that one. Then they came out in the 3DS last year? And I played it, and I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
It was
No
a
one likes
super
that
baby game, super easy. Just almost like a complete remake of the original, but they added some new stuff, which wasn't very innovative. I don't know.
You said baby game?
Yeah.
How's, it's just too easy?
Super easy and, just not fun.
That was what I was worried was going to happen to Kirby. It's just Nintendo's making a lot of their franchises just way too easy.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't Nintendo coming out with a new console? I heard something about that.
They are. There's been some news around it. We'll talk about that later. So Yoshi's Woolly World just came out. I didn't really see any reviews for it. I got it from Gamefly because I wanted to give it another shot. They did Kirby's Epic Yarn. The whole Kirby Yarn stuff was okay, and so I was like, let me try out this Yoshi's Woolly World. It's bad.
Why is it bad?
So it's a lot slower pace. It feels very sluggish. Anything you try to do, it feels like they just tone down the speed. So it physically takes longer to get through levels.
You played Yoshi's Island recently? I mean, that's not a fast-paced game.
So, I mean, I haven't played it recently, and if I compared them, it's probably slower than I remember it, but this game feels so goddamn slow. It just feels like trying to do anything takes so long. And, I didn't record footage of this game. I casted it last night. As soon as my cast was over, I ejected it from my Wii U and I put it back in the Gamefly envelope. I was like, I'm done with this. So no, I didn't even record footage. I don't want to talk about it for too long. Just a few more things. They added a couple new elements which are okay. They added some you flip the screen around and stuff. But then they did this new thing where they do with Mario games. What?
Why would you flip the screen around?
When old Mario games or Mario would knock on the Super Mario World and it would flip. But in this one, the entire screen flips around. It's
I thought
whatever.
you just meant you could mirror the
No.
display.
And so the more recent Mario games have an overworld, which is basically pointless.
Yeah.
It's essentially Super Mario World 2, but you can move around not on the path. But it's completely pointless. Yeah. I don't understand why Nintendo's been doing that lately.
They did that with 3D World.
Yeah, with 3D World they did that. And I just don't understand why they do that. I really don't understand.
Well, it's just to add something,
But
but they're not going to add.
it fucking teases me for some sort of like overworld like Mario 64.
There's little secrets and stuff you can find on there.
Like, I don't know. I'd almost rather just not have it at all, just because it makes me want a Mario 64 type game. But anyway, it has that. This one does have co-op. I didn't do any co-op. I know Brad plans on playing a little co-op with Malia.
I didn't really even want to play this game, but Malia kind of wants to, so we're gonna play co-op.
I mean, I wanted to play it just because it's a Wii U game, and we haven't had many good ones recently.
Yeah.
And I want to try and do something on my
there's
Wii U.
another good one coming out this week.
Yeah.
Which one?
Maybe not so good. The new Fatal Frame.
Yeah.
It's not big and getting great reviews.
Oh, really?
What was the last good Wii U game?
Well, I mean, Splatoon maybe, or Mario Maker's cool.
Yeah, Mario
Yeah.
Maker's a
What's
good one.
Mario Maker? I haven't heard anything about the Wii U.
Mario
It's
Maker,
exactly what it sounds like.
you literally make like Mario,
Mario levels?
levels. Yeah.
Oh,
Make them
okay.
and share them. It's cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The
But
Kirby
some people
game
have
that-
made some crazy levels.
The Kirby game that came out at the beginning of the year was good. I was worried that it was going to be like way too easy,
Yeah.
but it was good.
The last good game I remember is Bayonetta 2.
Okay.
But anyway, Yoshi's Woolly World. It just felt like it was more geared towards children. And I know people are like, oh, it's a Nintendo thing. Nintendo wasn't always just children games. And then, like, Bayonetta is definitely not a child's game. So
No.
it's like, you can't just assume that because it's Nintendo, it's for children.
Eternal Darkness wasn't a...
Exactly. So I was just in the hopes and dreams that this game would be more geared towards everyone.
Well,
But
it was just the
it's
kids
not.
that we played. The games that we played when we were children were hard.
Yeah.
They
and
were.
good.
Yeah. No.
And
like,
now they
like
think that
Battletoads.
games for children have to be like boring and easy, but they don't. Because when we were children,
so-
they weren't like
so
that.
to
They
an
were
extent-
so for like they made you want to throw the controller.
Yeah.
across
To an
the
extent, I
room.
will argue that they have to be easy because children nowadays have no
They
attention
won't-
span.
They won't play it, and the
if
parent will like take it back to the store.
If the game is too hard, they give up and they get on their fucking iPhone
millennials.
and down. Yeah, and oh my god, we're goddamn old. And so it's unfortunate.
Back in my day.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that's how it is, and that's why I've always had the dream that when I eventually have children, I'm going to make them play older games first to kind of have
So they can appreciate.
exactly. I loved those games when I was a kid. Why won't they? If I make
Just
them.
start them on
hate-
like Super
hate
Meat
you,
Boy
Dad. I don't want to play these old games. I want to play Minecraft.
or M Plus.
Well, that's why you start them super young.
Plus,
You start them like super young, so they don't even know. Like you hide the Xbox, 480
Yes.
in the fucking other room,
like some weird mad scientist. Don't do that.
and so once you beat Super Mario World, then you can move up. Like
It's gonna crush you when they get to like Mario 64. You're like, this is lame. I like the 2D games. You're like, no, this is good. This is important.
yeah. Oh, anyway,
they become even more OG than you.
yeah. Well, that's my hope and dream that they'll be able to best me.
It's not possible though,
Start
because
on Dark Souls.
their phone. Like,
When
They're
you
gonna
beat
have
this
virtual
game, you can
reality
play
Mario
other
by
games.
then.
You're not gonna be able to do that because you're not gonna be able to show them Ocarina of Time and have them be blown away
Yeah.
because they're gonna see
Can you
commercials on
imagine
TV.
playing Shadow
that
of the
are-
Colossus
No
in
TV.
VR, dude?
No TV until they
my
get
God.
through the
Just keep them in a
PS2.
closet until they know what good video games are.
It's like,
Oh,
hey,
you know what I'm
can-
looking forward to? Is the enhanced edition of Divinity Original Sin.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good
Yeah.
version of that game.
Yeah. Who mentioned that? Someone mentioned
But
that.
you could play it on your laptop.
They're gonna be like,
Yeah, I'm gonna play it on
They're
my
gonna be
lap.
like, can little Nolan come out to play? And be like, nope, he hasn't beaten Ocarina of Time yet.
He's
all
never
right.
seen the sun.
Moving on. Crispy, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing?
Heard that new Tales of the Borderlands is supposed to be pretty damn hot.
yeah, it's like the last episode comes out this week. I haven't played it yet. I'm excited.
Have you seen the reviews?
They're
Tales
all-
of the
apparently,
Night?
it's
Yeah,
like
not-
fucking
yeah.
like it ends
What is
on
this?
like a super high note. Like
Telltale.
Telltale.
They did a
Tales
Borderlands
of
game.
Borderlands.
They
Have
did?
Yeah, similar to like The Walking Dead or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that. Yeah.
So I already mentioned that I spent an entire night of my life playing
Yeah.
The Old Republic. That
You
was
did.
really disappointing.
How do you fall into these traps? It's your roommates, huh?
No, that was all me.
You didn't play it?
I tried. Like I asked Campbell. I was like, if I download The Old Republic, would you want to play it? And he's like, no. And he will play anything. Like
Campbell will play
and he's like,
anything.
no, I'm not gonna play that game again. I'm not gonna fall in that trap. I just got so fucking Star Wars excited, and I was just like,
So play
I don't
a
know,
good Star Wars game.
I know, Brad, I know. I know. I don't know.
X-Wing versus
I
TIE
just
Fighter?
did. I don't have X-Wing
Rogue
versus
Squadron
TIE Fighter,
2?
but I didn't have money to buy one.
Super Star Wars.
But that's
Shadows
not
of
what
the Empire?
guys. That's not it.
KOTOR?
The other thing I played, I played a bit of that new Guitar Hero that came out.
Oh, really?
Really?
How's
Yeah.
that?
my
Wait, why
roommate
did you
bought it.
play that?
My roommate
Oh, okay.
bought it, and then my other roommate bought it.
I
Yeah.
heard the new buttons are kind of cool.
It takes some getting used to, but it is actually really cool. So the way the new guitar is set up, instead of having the 5 buttons running down the neck, you have 2 rows of 3 buttons.
Okay.
So you have your top string and your bottom string.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 buttons, and
Damn, you have
they
a capture
added.
card now. You should have captured footage.
I know I should have. But I just played this. I know. Anyway, that's my bad. But so that allows them to do new things too. So instead of just having like the regular 1 notes or like 2 note chords or things like that, now they do bar chords by doing the 2 buttons on a row.
Mm-hmm.
You can do open strums now. So there's a lot more going on in a song, which is cool. What is weird about the game is how it organizes itself. So the whole thing is split right down the middle into 2 sections. So they have Guitar Hero Live, which is like what they show in the trailers, where you're like playing in front of an actual audience. They have like a recorded like video of like a band playing and an audience.
Cheesy.
It's weird. Like it's really weird. Like I was playing I don't even remember who it was, but it was some like kind of folky like indie group, and the stage was like this really hipstery folky concert. So it was like dudes in vests and beards playing like banjos and stuff, and like a bunch of hippie people in the crowd.
Like this.
Yeah, a bunch of hippie people in the crowd.
Oh, hippie.
Big haze of smoke over everybody.
Yeah, so like the kind of song you play has a specific has like a specific like video that they recorded for, like the band actually playing. So because of that, there's only certain songs that you can play in there. So they have their Guitar Hero Live playlist, which is completely different from the other playlist, which is Guitar Hero TV. Guitar Hero TV is like the online experience, basically.
That's why I have like the virtual band and audience and stuff like that.
No, that was Guitar Hero Live. Guitar Hero TV is you stream music videos. So like you pick a song. Okay, there's actually different ways to do it. They have 2 channels. They have GH1 and GH2. And these 2 channels have like half-hour programming blocks. Oh. So like, so like you'll start in and be like, okay, right now we're in the middle of like heavy metal. So they'll just throw heavy metal songs at you. And it's all like the original music video for that song. Yeah. They just put the fucking Guitar Hero like highway on it, and you're playing over the music video.
Cool idea.
It is kind of cool. Like I was playing Tribute by Tenacious D, and they even like pause the game at the part in the video where they cut outside the, like in the music video they're in a little recording booth, like a make your own music video recording booth, making
I've never seen the video.
And there's a part where they like cut outside in the mall of the booth, and like the music like stops and there's just people walking by, and they like paused all the game effects and everything, and then they go back into it when you go back when the video cuts back into the booth. But yeah, it's all like the original music videos, and you're playing them all like streaming from their servers. And then you can go and actually select individual songs to play, like, and make your own playlist if you want to do it that way.
Yeah.
Now, the weird thing about Guitar Hero TV is they have plays now. You have to earn plays in order to play a song that you want to play. Okay.
How does that work? How do you earn them?
What?
You earn them by leveling up. You have a level now. Well, I mean, I guess you had a level before. I don't remember how specific that was.
That sounds very complicated.
Yeah, it used to be. It used to be.
Probably learn how to play guitar.
It is super free to play mobile, right down to the fact that you're earning coins for like completing, like trophies and for leveling up to the next like hero level, and you use those coins to buy packs of plays.
Oh my god!
And you can buy their premium currency for real money to buy,
of course,
packs of plays.
Real money.
Yeah. Now, so far, it hasn't been an issue. Like, I would level up and they'd throw me, like, 10 plays for free.
It's never an issue
so, like,
at first.
So, like, in 2 or 3 songs, I had an additional, like, 15 plays to keep going. So, like, if you're just logging into Guitar Hero and you're like, man, I really want to play, you know, that one Boston song or something, like, you got to spend one of these plays to do that. You can't just sit there and play it forever.
That's a good Boston song, though.
That one Boston song was on there. More Than a Feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More. I mean, is there another?
Yeah.
Wait,
there you go.
Hold on. So what happens when you run out of plays?
You have to go back to doing the
One on
playlist
the
mode.
disc,
Oh my god!
Yeah, so you go back to doing playlist mode, and by playing like basically what the game wants you to play. And that's how you earn more coins and more plays. And the whole thing is really weird too because the channels just run. Like it just runs. And you have a button on your guitar that brings up the Guitar Hero TV menu. I really should have recorded footage of this because it's kind of hard to explain.
Can you just watch the channel as much as you want?
You can, like, while the menu's up, the videos are still playing in the background, so you can kind of, like, watch them. But, like, whenever you close out of that menu, it'll put up a countdown and be like, okay, you're going back into the song, here you go. And every song you play, whether you're on that channel or you're just doing, like, a free play song, they match you up with 9 other players. And you're like competing against
with them.
Yeah, so they have like a ticker on the side that tells you who's in the lead. Now a lot of times, like we were fucking like really eating shit last night because we couldn't figure out the guitar and we were really sucking, but we still came in 3rd place. So I think a lot of times people will be like playing the song and then cut out, and they'll just end up in the bottom, 7 by default, and then like the 3 people who were actually played the song all the way through get ranked. But yeah, it's so fucking weird, and it's not as intuitive as like I feel like past Guitar Hero and like Rock Band games have been, and this is coming from like the perspective of somebody like my roommate who literally like saw a commercial for this game on TV, was like, "That's cool. I want to play Guitar Hero. I want to go buy it and plug it in and just start playing whatever fucking song I want." But there's this whole tutorial you have to go through. The game is like it was literally like 30 minutes of us playing songs and going through menus at the game's behest.
Wow. It's new. It's different.
It is.
Can I see your
I mean, it wasn't like 30 minutes. Like it was a while. Like there was like when you first start the game, it puts you into one of those GH Live things, and there's 3 songs you have to play there to do that. And then it brings you to the menu and it's like, okay, you can pick GHTV now, do that. And you pick GHTV, and then it walks you through how to play a song on GHTV, and then it walks you through the menus.
30 minutes.
And there's
this
a bunch,
dude's been
like,
learning how to play guitar his whole life.
like most of the I know. Most of the menu options are locked behind level caps. So you have to like level 3 to unlock My List, or level 4 to unlock the store, level 5 to do the So it's not as like pick up and play friendly as I feel like that game should be.
I think Rock Band 3 was sort of set the standard for just kind of friendliness.
I
never played Rock
Band
Band 3.
Yeah.
Well, 4 is out. Can I ask you like an anecdotal question? And I know it's only anecdotal and can't really glean much from that. But like, what's the vibe? Are people buying these things? Do you think people want them? I mean, this is sort of. It was a fad that went away.
I didn't even hear
now
about
they're
this.
trying to bring it back.
I didn't even know
will
about
give
this.
you truly anecdotal evidence in that we went to the GameStop I go to normally last night for their midnight launch for the Guitar Hero. We were one of 2 people in that store buying Guitar Hero. Everybody else was there.
Assassin's Creed.
Of the other like 20 people were there getting the Halo Master Chief console.
But what about Rock Band?
Or the Halo 5 console.
Do you think Rock Band
Are they still like?
I have no idea.
No,
I haven't heard anything about these
I think everyone who wanted Rock Band picked it up first day, and
I would have probably at least tried Rock Band, but all my songs are from the 360 version, and I don't have an Xbox One.
Yeah.
So
the nice
I'm
thing,
never gonna
the
play
nice
Rock
thing about
Band.
Rock Band was if you were on the same network, you kept all your DLC. Your old guitars still work.
Oh, really?
Does anybody know does the Rock Band network songs work? Those are where they really start to kind of expand out and let people make their own songs. Studios make their own songs. Does anybody know if those work with Rock Band 4?
How much was this game?
Chat?
The bundle with the game and the guitar is $100. 150 gets you 2 guitars in the game.
Par for the course, I guess.
Yeah, I think that same bundle, like 1 guitar in game, is like 120 or 130 for Rock Band. And I mean, I feel like just from what I've gleaned from having played a little bit Guitar Hero and what I've been reading about Rock Band 4, it seems like Rock Band 4 is like the comfortable choice.
Yeah.
Like they're very much like you know what you're getting into. It's exactly like the old ones. Guitar Hero has a lot of people seem to think that the song selection in Guitar Hero is better. It's more like current. There's more like kind of newer stuff on there.
Lame.
And
Lame.
well, yeah, and the new control scheme lets them do some kind of interesting stuff. But other than that, like, I don't know. It seems like kind of a pick your poison sort of thing.
Yeah.
It is fun to play when you get into a song and are playing it, but like, I found just getting into a song was kind of like annoying. It was like I don't know. It just seemed. It doesn't seem very arcadey, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds pretty convoluted to me. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think
little.
I wouldn't spend $100 on that.
Yeah, you know, if I'm gonna like buy Guitar Hero to have friends over and play and like drink beer and stuff like that.
Wait, 30
I
minutes,
want it to
guys.
be-
Tutorial. We
I
gotta
want
go.
a big
Tutorial.
button. Yeah, like I want a big button on the front that's just like play now. Boom.
I think the reason
whatever.
Guitar Hero tried to be a little more ambitious is because sort of at the end of the fad, no one cared about Guitar Hero. I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
for them to justify themselves coming back,
They have to do something.
They had to do something.
Why do you
really
think it died
different.
out? Like, why do you think it just like kind of
People got
They
tired of the
flooded the
instruments,
market.
man.
Yeah.
yeah.
People didn't want the fucking instruments lying around their house, and
they broke and shit.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
they were
had a
cheap.
drum set too, right? They
Yeah.
had like a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that good though.
it was a fad that just got tired, just like the Wii. You know, it was,
Yep.
It
Burn
was
bright,
a
but short.
combination of that and the fact that like Guitar Hero every 6 months was like pumping out a sequel.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
new game.
Or it's like,
with,
oh, we
yeah.
got the Metallica track pack. We got
Yeah,
the Aerosmith track pack.
like
Go spend another
Beatles
$30.
and-
Like,
yeah.
but like those were good, usually like really good.
But it's once
though.
again that
the
it was like
Beatles thing
flooding
is,
the
like,
market
brilliant.
with. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
yeah,
People
whatever.
just got tired. No, Nolan, can I talk about my game so I can
That's
get out
what
of
I was
here?
about to say. Yeah.
Okay. I played a game. I mean, I've been playing the Witcher DLC, but they'll talk about that later. I probably don't want to be around for that anyway,
Yeah.
since they've been playing a lot more than me. I would like to talk about the game I've been spending a lot of time playing. MGS sent me a copy. I have a Vita, and I didn't really have any games, so he sent me a short stack of games, and this is the one I've been interested in. It came out in the summer, and I heard some good things about it. I remember like when
Heard some good things about what?
Lost Dimension.
There you go.
Which I think is also on PS3. If you're curious, if anybody still has one of those plugged in. I remember initially people were saying, Brad, you should check out this game because it's kind of like Valkyria Chronicles. And I think they were trying to talk about the combat system. I'll say this, the combat system is not really like Valkyria Chronicles. But it's pretty solid. I think the combat, what's cool about this game, we'll talk about later. And I know your kind of eyes are already kind of glazing over. But what's interesting about this game is that it's like Resistance, the board game.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that in a second.
Interesting.
I'm showing the combat footage because it's hard to kind of show what you do in the game outside of combat and make that seem exciting without me explaining it to you.
It's like menus and stuff, right?
Well, I mean, sort of. But yeah, the combat, what makes the combat good is that you have access to all these different characters that all are like very different from one another. And they all have very different abilities, like even like core abilities that are very different. Like there's one character who can, are you in airplane mode? You need to be in airplane mode.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was in airplane mode.
It's okay.
You can turn the Wi-Fi on. What's cool about it is all these different characters, they almost seem like they're from different games in terms of their ability sets. You know how well, I was about to throw out Tales of examples, but y'all don't play Tales of games.
I played a little.
But
I played Symphonia.
Was that?
Symphonia, sure.
Yeah.
that
Tales
pretty-
of Symphonia
Oh,
on the
yeah,
GameCube.
yeah, yeah.
That's a good game.
Yeah, it was.
Well, so there's like one character who can like link with another character and battle, and like various buffs and stuff and healing will transfer to that character, but only that character can do that. There's one character who's like a dedicated healer, and they have all these like really good healing spells, and they all have like very deep and elaborate skill trees that are done well, unlike the game we'll talk about later, The Witcher. But that's what makes it kind of cool is that there's there's like the pretty good strategic element because everybody's so different.
Yeah.
I'd say the big kind of hook of this battle system is sort of assists where if you position your characters around other teammates and when you attack something, they'll jump in and do an assist attack on you. And it's actually pretty the only way to kill, like to handle the numbers of enemies that are coming at you, is to position your guys in such a way to where even though I'm going to attack this dude, I'm in range to attack this dude over here. So when my teammate attacks them, I'll
You'll hit him
jump
as well
in
with the assist.
I'll hit him with that. And
So
assist.
it becomes like a whole strategy, not only of placing your characters, but placing them around each other and around enemies to
Exactly. But see-
maximize your attacking.
But the enemies can do that too. And when if like 3 enemies are in the same vicinity and they attack one of your dudes, all 3 of them are going to hit the same guy. Then the next guy's going to go, all 3 of them are going to hit that guy.
Wow.
Then the next guy's going to go, it's 9 attacks from 3 dudes essentially.
Yeah.
So like controlling numbers and making sure guys don't get bunched up is super
So
important.
is there a good way to split up the enemy to like get them away from each other? Or?
Well, usually splitting up, I mean, just sort of isolating and killing before they get a chance to do that, and maybe kind of splitting up your own party as well to kind of break up those numbers. Because when they're together, it's super deadly, just like it is for you.
Yeah.
Individually, I mean, like one person trying to take out a dude, it takes a while, but when you're a group, it's good. But here's why this game. Here's the hook of this game and why it's kind of cool and why I'm still playing it, because I think the combat system's fun enough. But the reason I'm playing it is because it's kind of like Resistance, and that's that you're like 11 like dudes that are, like I said, are all different, and you all end up in this tower. This dude called the End sort of put you here, and he's like, I'm going to destroy the world. I have nukes pointed at every single like major city or whatever, and I'm going to destroy the world unless y'all can get to the top of this tower and defeat me. All right?
It's a little random.
It is random, and they're all confused, and you're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to figure out.
Is it a Japanese game?
Yeah, okay. Clearly. But it kind of has this. I mean, other games have been kind of have this vibe, like the Danganronpa games and 999 and stuff. But here's the thing: on every floor of the game, like I'd say every chapter or whatever, every floor before you go up to the next floor, every floor you do like a series of battles and whatnot. There's a traitor, and you don't know who the traitor is.
Oh,
the
shit.
thing is, it's randomized. You can't go on GameFAQs and find out who the traitor is. So the mechanics of the game
That's pretty
are
cool.
bringing dudes on missions with you, figuring out and sort of cross-referencing. Like, I took these guys on this mission, I took these guys on this mission, I took these guys on this mission, and finding out who the traitor is, narrowing them down. Because to progress in the game, you have to kill someone, and you could absolutely kill the non-traitor.
Wow.
And this is important for a couple of reasons. One,
That's pretty cool.
like I said before, every single person in the game is fucking unique. I have one dedicated healer. There is nothing keeping that.
Well, yeah, that healer could be the traitor.
And you just have to kind of adapt and adjust. And your favorite characters, and also between battles, you spend time talking to them, getting to know them. There's some character building. The writing isn't great. There's a lot of cliches, but you get to know these characters. You definitely have favorites. Maybe not so they're. Maybe not in terms of their personality, but definitely in terms of their abilities in battles. Like I said, there's some characters that have these really badass abilities. But you know what? You can't get attached because somebody's going to be a traitor and you have no control over who it is.
Wow.
Now, there's some interesting mechanics surrounding this, too. The way you kind of figure it out is, like, you hear these voices. Like, he has these visions. I think you just saw one. That kind of clue you in. And what will happen is, after a battle, you hear mysterious voices. And some voices, a certain type of voice will clue you in that somebody that you brought into this mission had a questionable thought. And the thing is, you're trying to narrow it down, and I think it could be 3 people per like chapter that have these questionable thoughts, and you have to narrow down which one's the actual traitor.
How do you find that out? Like, how?
It's by, like I said, using you start the game with 11 people, but taking a different variety of people into certain battles. And finding out kind of
there's only one.
There's a vision. You have a vision after each battle you do.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So the vision is where you hear these voices. If you after a battle and you don't hear any of these suspicious voices, you know that everybody you took on that battle is in the clear. So now you sort
How
of
many people do you take?
You take 5 people with you.
Okay.
So
essentially half the people.
And how does the traitor betray you? Like, what do they?
Well, I'll get to that because that all plays into the end game.
So hold on, real quick. You take 5 people, so almost half the people.
Almost half the
So there's a pretty
people.
decent chance you'll probably get the traitor.
And when you start
Is there-
killing
is there
people,
only
it gets
one traitor?
harder. There's only one traitor per floor, except I think towards the end of the game there's one floor
Wait,
where
so
there's 2 traitors.
every floor you have to kill someone?
Yeah, but they're like chapters. I think you only do this thing like maybe 5 different times in the game before you
Okay.
fight the final boss.
Okay.
Or 5 or 6
So you
times.
could have a traitor with you at the final boss.
Half the people are going to kill you. That's the thing. If you can't narrow down who the traitor is and get him killed, then when you're fighting the final boss, the traitors, they turn on you and you have to
Oh
fight
my
them
God.
too. And those are
So
your
you could
party
bring
members.
in like 3 traitors into the
And
final fight.
you might not be able to beat
I
the
like what
final boss.
Oh
Farrakhan
my
said.
God.
What if you were the traitor?
So here's the crazy thing. Everybody has to vote. So there's this whole other meta layer where it's even if you figure out who the traitor is,
You have to
convince the other people to vote for that person as well. And after every battle, after this vision, people will come up to you and they'll ask you, who do you think the traitor is? And you can tell them, I think it's this person.
Yeah.
Or they might say, I think it's this person. You have to say, no, it's not, or I don't know. Because you can't deny
who they think it is if you don't know it yet.
Could
The other thing is,
could someone who is the traitor come up and be like, "Who do you think the traitor is?"
Absolutely. And that happened to me. And I said, "It's you, bitch." and she's like, "Really?" Like, even if I am the trailer, calling me out's kind of like not a good strategy. And when it came to voting time, she voted for me. So there's this other layer.
Wait,
too.
so everyone can vote for you, and you can like, is that in game?
Yeah, in game.
Oh, my God.
People vote for you as the traitor. But the thing is, you can talk to your teammates and build a relationship. And after each battle, there's like 2 people you can choose to build your relationship status with.
Yeah.
So you're kind of trying to balance out your relationships to make sure you're in good standing. Because when somebody goes to you and says, "Who do you think the traitor is?" and you say, "It's this person," and you're not in good standing with them, they might not even listen to it and still vote for who they want to vote for. Now, the thing is, who they are voting for is based on like battle performance. Like, who you take into, like, if you like certain characters and you choose not to bring other people along with you, like, there's like this whole like camaraderie thing, and like the person you don't bring to battle with you much, or who kind of sucks in battle, most of the people will start to think that he's the traitor.
Oh, wow.
So it came to this situation.
So it kind of forces you to bring everyone
To
branch out.
But the thing is, like, so the first floor, when I or the first time I had to, like, I found out who the traitor is, I narrowed it down to 3 people, and there was this one crappy dude I never used. I really wanted it to be him. And then there was like my waifu, my favorite girl, who's like this really powerful. She's like everybody has like a special ability, like pyrokinesis or telekinesis or like weird kind of like mind powers and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like the pyrokinesis who does these really powerful like fire nuke spells. Well, I found out she was the traitor, and it broke my fucking heart. But the crazy part was, since I used her so much, she was so high in the battle rankings, nobody was voting for her. Nobody was voting for her. So I just had to stop using her and start using all these scrubs to get them higher in the battle rankings, so people started liking them more. So they turned their vote to her. The other thing is, some people have more than one vote, and those are like the people you use all the time, who are always assisting other people, who are your favorite people. They have 2 votes, so it's most important that you convince them, because if you can convince them, then you have 2 votes, and then those other 2 people have 2 votes. You could really sway the vote that way.
So you only kick out 1 person per floor, or per
1 person per floor.
How many floors
what
are
happens? What happens if you know who the traitor is, but everyone votes for someone else?
That person dies.
So then you go to the next floor, and now there's 2 traitors.
Yes.
Wow.
So they can stack up to the end of the game, even.
Well, I'm not
That's
sure,
crazy.
but I think that the traitor can turn on you on the very next floor. I don't know when it even happens.
I really like that it's randomized and you can't.
It's randomized.
Yeah.
You can't. It crushed me. But I spent a lot of time on Twitter talking with Chai-Tai, trying to understand this whole mechanics, to try to figure out. And I was posting screenshots of these series of visions I was having after battles, because you can kind of like look at everything and try to really figure it out. It's kind of like a logic puzzle. But like on this mission, there was only 1 strange voice. On this mission, there was 2 strange voices, and I brought this person again. But then in this next mission, I brought them, and there was only 1 voice. It's really kind of narrowing it down, figuring it out.
How much?
And
is
that
this game?
part is really satisfying. I don't know.
Is that on Steam?
It's a Vita game.
I think it's like
it's Vita.
30,
I mean,
40 bucks.
it seems like the kind of like aesthetics and the story are kind of
What is
meh,
going on?
but that the mechanics are like really fucking interesting. That I actually
The-
I actually kind of want to try
The
this.
metagame is cool, like I said, I think the battle system is pretty cool. There's like this heightened tension, because some of your favorite people in battle, or like your crutches, the people you've relied on, can
Could
just
be
go
a
away.
traitor.
Like, I have one girl who like gives like crazy buffs to my party, and she could totally be a traitor, and I love her. The thing is, when a character dies, they turn into a materia that you can like slot into another character. So even if like your main healer dies, you can still equip his abilities on another player. But the thing is, you can no longer level up their skill tree. So if my healer dies like in that first floor, he has like no healing
using,
powers,
like,
and that's the only healing I'm
low-level
gonna have
healer
for that
like, the
entire
whole
game.
Wow.
Because you can't level that stuff up. So even if you know who the traitor is, you kind of still want to use them to level them up, because you know they're eventually going to die.
As soon
and you're going to want their abilities
as soon
on
as you
somebody
kill
else.
them, you want their abilities to be as high as possible.
Dude,
It's cool.
Wow.
Sounds fucking sweet.
It's surprisingly interesting.
Sounds like a
why have I
very,
been talking to
very
this dude
layered
for
game.
10 minutes?
I don't know.
I think maybe I had stopped.
Oh, remember you were recording and we were talking about something else.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I think after I talk to this guy, it kind of shows off some of the menus and stuff. But that's not important. It's cool, and I'm gonna keep playing it. And I was surprised by how kind of fun that mechanic was, or the metagame is. But yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
Nice.
And I think I'm gonna slip on out of here if y'all don't mind. I'm on bed rest.
Sure.
I gotta go lay down.
You just lay down on the floor in here.
Yeah,
we
you
can,
just lay
point
down.
the mic down on the floor.
I could
but-
stand up, and then you could lay down on the couch.
Lay on the couch.
Yeah. Later, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Later, Brad.
Don't mind me. Don't focus on me.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Nobody look at
The
Brad.
mic, okay.
Nobody look at Brad.
So moving on, I want to talk about a game real quick that I started last night when I broadcasted, and that was Minecraft Story Mode.
Oh, how's the story mode on that? Is that
So
is that,
this is another Telltale game.
Oh, okay.
Telltale has been pumping them out recently.
they seem to have been pumping
Yeah,
out quite a
but-
few.
Because
Quite a
that's their
few
money
games.
makers. They
Yeah.
found a system that works really well. That they can put out these games that character attachment and your decision making, and they're all really good.
Yeah.
And so Minecraft. So it's not exactly like the game, like most people expected. There is
Yeah.
some you actually do crafting. Like I crafted a sword using a stick and 2 sticks and like a piece of or an iron or a stick and 2 pieces of iron,
Yep.
and then like I crafted like a bow with like you actually do like the layouts and
They have a
stuff.
little
How
pattern
long
you
is
have to
the
slap them
campaign?
in.
Is it just
So it's episodic like all the other Telltale games.
Okay.
So only episode 1 is out, and I played that one, and that was about 2 hours maybe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about what they usually are.
Yeah. And so there's usually somewhere between 5 and 6 games. So the games themselves run around like 10 hours, maybe a
Yeah.
little more, a little less. Pretty decent sized games. But yeah, so in this game you start and there's this story that you're Jesse.
Patton Oswalt.
Well, it's you can be
Oh yeah, if you're the male. it's
yeah,
Patton
so you
Oswalt.
can be a male Jesse or a
Oh.
female Jesse.
Yeah, because when we played at PAX, they would only let us play as the male Jesse. We didn't know who voices female.
A nobody kind
Oh,
of.
just-
Well, she's been in a couple of Star Wars, Clone Wars things. I can't remember her
Oh,
name,
God.
but she's not super big, and so that's why I wasn't familiar with her name. But so I played as Patton Oswalt as the main character. This footage is the female.
wait, Patton Oswalt
Is
Yeah, he
the-
voices the main
is the male
character.
version
Yeah.
of the main character.
Yeah, there's some pretty big
Is
voices.
it funny?
Yeah.
Is it pretty funny?
Yeah, it's all right. It's definitely Patton Oswalt.
It's goofy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Brian Posehn's in it.
Yeah,
too,
Brian
like-
Posehn is Axel, and I
Nice.
can't remember
There's a
the
lot of
other
people.
female. That's your best friend.
the one girl is fucking Ellie.
Yeah, they're Petra is a girl you meet later on, and yeah, voiced by Ashley Johnson, who is Ellie from The Last of Us,
Oh,
and
nice.
also the youngest daughter from what was that show?
And Gordis from
Family,
Tales of the Borderlands.
with
Tales
Kirk
of the
Cameron,
Growing
Borderlands.
Pains.
Growing Pains. Anyway, so this
I know he is. Kirk Cameron.
yeah. So this, you're this group of builders, and you're entering a building competition to meet one of the Order of the Stone. Order of the Stone. So they kind of have this backstory where there's this group of old legendary like Minecrafters.
Builders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like builders
sure.
or whatever. There's a guy who's good with swords, and there's a guy who's good with explosions, and there's blah blah blah. All these people, and they defeated like a dragon, like an elder dragon or something, and then many years later, and blah blah blah. And here you, and so that's how the story kind of starts. Like like right now we're on our way to this like building competition.
Yeah.
And yeah, ElderCon is what
Endercon.
Endercon.
Graphics look pretty
Because like the
amazing.
Endermen and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The problem. My problem is I played Minecraft for like 40, 50 hours
Yeah.
when it was in beta.
Yeah.
So when there was
Yeah.
like nothing.
When it wasn't
Yeah.
really Minecraft.
Yeah, like you didn't
That's
have.
when I downloaded
You
it.
didn't have like a menu of shit you could craft. You just had to figure it out.
Yeah.
There was. I played it when all you had was like a compass. And
Yeah.
it pointed you to your spawn location in the world. And that's when I played
Back
it.
when Notch was still working on it.
Exactly. And then when I haven't played it since it came out. So there's a lot in this game I don't know. Like the Enderman.
The
and, like,
Endermen are like a.
and then there's
weird
there's
game.
these like floating things in like the Nethers.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff I'm not familiar with. But you know, I can get along with it. I can understand what they're referring to. I can kind of follow. I can follow that these people are really shitty builders. But yeah, so that's how the story starts. You're going to some building competition, and then all hell breaks loose. You have your pet pig Reuben, and he runs off, and you have to go and get him, and that's kind of how you end up meeting this other character.
Adventure starts.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually this is one of my favorite parts about this. There's like an 80s montage where you're getting ready for the competition, and so you punch a tree, but you're not strong enough, and so you got to do like some push-ups, and you got to like, you know, literally it's like a montage. You have to, you know, there's music going on. You have to get stronger so you can, you know, get prepared for this competition. The game is very charming. I will give it that. It is a little kind of babyish. It's like it will point like everything out to you. You know, it's like, oh, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do this. Like it's like it gives you the illusion. Once again, with a Telltale game, the illusion of choice.
Is it an open world?
No, no, it's not. It's a Telltale game.
It's a Telltale game.
Yeah,
that's right.
It gives you the illusion that you're making a decision, but in reality, you're not. You know, at the end, it always tells you, "Oh, you made this decision. Everyone else made this decision."
See, I thought it was like an open world
the...
Minecraft RPG.
No,
kind of game.
no, it's not. It's essentially a Telltale game using Minecraft assets.
It gives you the illusion that your decisions matter.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
It's one of those things where I've said it before. I'll say it again. In a Telltale game, you don't decide if something happens. You decide when it happens.
The cool thing about that sort of thing in these Telltale games, like these kind of light, you know, more comedic Telltale games, is it's at least an opportunity for them to do something funny. So like in Tales of the Borderland, there was an episode where I had a prompt that I missed, and because of that, one of the characters was paralyzed for the whole episode. So they did a lot of gags with him like paralyzed, like being carried around by a robot and everything. If I had gotten that prompt right, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
But the story wouldn't have been any different.
And that's something here. There's this one sequence.
You kind of miss that in like Game of Thrones and like, you know, where they want to give you an idea of like choice. Yeah, it's all right. It's about a bunch of characters you don't know, and they don't really do a great job of standing out in any meaningful way. So yeah, I don't know. But like when you get into those situations, like that illusion of choice, like you were saying, seems much more obvious in Game of Thrones and in The Walking Dead and in Wolf Among Us, because they can't really do anything like fun with it, you know? It's just kind of like the same path going, or the same end point going on two different paths. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's something similar to that in this episode, where you have the choice of either telling you and your pig are being attacked by some mob, and you have the choice of saying, "Hey, run away, or I'll protect you." And depending on what you choose, like your pig will get attacked, and the rest of the episode he has a black eye. And like people keep bringing up, like, can pigs even get a black eye? And like, you know, there's definitely sensible chuckle several times during this episode.
Did you ever play that Wolf
Among Us?
Yes.
It was meh to not good.
I think I played I did play the first 3 or 4 hours of it, but I guess I didn't really go much further than that. Yeah. Did Telltale?
That was
that was theirs. Yeah.
That was their first like post Walking Dead.
Correct. But I think it's one of those situations where all of the like, for the most part, like more original content seems to be not necessarily original, but when they're not trying to follow something. That one they essentially had a bunch of these beats that they try to kind of make into a game, as opposed to like The Walking Dead, which was based off of lore but completely original concept.
Yeah. Did you play to the Back to the Future one, or
no? And that is pre-Walking Dead, so that is pre when they kind of figured out their niche.
Gotcha.
But this game, it's pretty good. So I mean, you know, I do enjoy the characters, except for Axel. He's a fucking jackass. Like he's like your best friend.
Axel.
He's like your best friend, and then you meet this guy who's like from the opposing builder team, and he's like a really nice guy. But then Axel's like a complete dick to him, and then like they're all like, "Who do you side with?" And I'm like, "Well, clearly not your best friend, because your best friend's a fucking dickhole." Like at one point they're like, Axel's like, "Oh, I only have 4 cookies. Lucas, you can't have one." So I gave Lucas my cookie, and Axel's like, "Why did you do that? That cookie was for you." And I'm like, because I'm not a dick. Like, I don't know. Like it's
why is he your best friend?
Yeah.
He seems like
so it's fun. I really enjoyed it. It's goofy. There's like a point where you have to scare a guy with some chickens. There's you do, like I said, you have to build every once in a while. I think in this episode I built all of 3 or 4 different things.
Oh, so there is still building.
Yeah, so like I was fighting some
it's
mobs.
It's like the story will tell you like
It's
you have
time to build something.
yeah.
Oh.
And then you're at a table and they have a grid and you have to put materials on the grid in a certain configuration, and then they're like, hey, you made a sword.
Yeah.
It's not like Minecraft where you can just open up a build menu and build something on the fly.
You can't build the Enterprise.
There was in the PAX demo. There was a part of it was you had to go to a crafting table and you had to craft, I think, like a sword.
A sword, yeah.
Oh, hey, Chris Davis is here too.
Yeah, hi guys.
Welcome, Chris Davis.
Hi, hello. And Nick was having the hardest fucking time doing that.
Really?
Well,
I
it
could
was
not figure out
because
how to
he
do
didn't realize that you had to put it on
In the middle.
the grid.
Yeah.
Like he was just throwing it on there, and it wouldn't. work.
And so that's Nick's never played Minecraft really, and so if like when they were like, hey, build a sword, I was like, oh, bop. I know how to build a sword in Minecraft. I played it. I know how to build an axe. I know how to build a fishing line. All that stuff. There is a menu that will tell you where like the crafting menu in the game, and I needed it I think for the bow because I couldn't remember the exact positioning of where I needed to put the stuff because I made a bow later on. But I mean, so like these guys, I was saying in this world aren't exactly the best Minecrafters. Like at one point they're kind of like, oh no, we're stuck and there's a trap, and I'm like, you're standing next to a bunch of dirt, just dig around it. You know, it's like one of those things where they put you in like a situation that's kind of weird. I don't really. But towards the end of an episode, or actually middle of the episode, a great devastating thing happens. This like demon thing is summoned, and it starts like sucking in like the world and whatever, and you have to kind of get away from it.
Yeah.
Which kind of starts you off on the main story of this game, which is you are now looking for the old members of the Order of the Stone to have them reunite to try and defeat.
This thing.
Super
And that's kind of where the end of the episode leaves you off, and deciding which friend you're going to side with to kind of, I'm going to go with this friend to look for this person, or this friend
that's how it ends?
to look for this person. Yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Because that's how the demo ended.
Really?
Why would you do that?
I don't know. That's how. Well, like when you're looking at the big map.
No.
Like when you
It was before that.
It ends right when you go through the portal.
Oh no!
How much is this game?
Oh, it keeps going?
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's episodic, and each
Yeah.
episode's what 10? No,
they're
not-
usually like $10.
$10 each, or you can buy it all for usually like 30 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't remember
It's
the.
supposed to be
I
like
probably
5 or
won't be
6
getting-
episodes.
it depends on how many there are.
Yeah.
But you would say that like Tales of the Borderlands, this isn't really something you need to be a fan of the source material to enjoy.
And I would say this you don't need to either, to an extent. I mean, I'm not a fan of Minecraft, and like I said, I played it when it was in beta and I enjoyed it, but then I kind of got over it. But I still enjoyed my time with this, especially because there is a lot of comedy. Some of the voice acting is a little dry, depending on the character. But I think overall, I definitely enjoyed my time with it, and I plan on continuing.
You started your playthrough and you beat it with the male character, Patton Oswalt.
Correct.
But for this footage here, you recorded it of the female character.
Yes.
Would you do you prefer the male over the female, or vice versa?
I do actually. I do prefer Patton Oswalt's voice acting to the females.
Who's the female voice actor?
No one's super big.
somebody?
She's done a lot of like animated stuff, but nothing I'm familiar with.
wonder.
Yeah, you can look at
Look
it.
it
Like
up on the Googles.
Christine something or
We
something
can
to
find
that
these
something to
answers.
that
I
effect.
heard it was a fairly decent name. I just couldn't place it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Minecraft story mode. I would recommend at least checking out the first episode and seeing if you like it. You don't have to right now. Eventually, I know they usually end up giving out the first episode for free in a lot of these. Like I know Tales of the Borderlands episode 1 is free.
They just did the
Yeah, so I mean,
which by the way, if you haven't played Tales of the Borderlands, just fucking do it.
It's next on my list.
Just fucking do it.
I haven't played an episodic game like that since Walking Dead season 1,
Yeah.
and Life is Strange is next up for me. I got to work on that next.
Yeah,
one,
I
so.
would skip that one and do Tales of...
Really?
Yeah, just based on the reviews.
I've been hearing
I don't
like
know. Brad's
crazy
been pretty
things
positive about.
Well, apparently
yeah.
the final episode of Life is Strange is kind of a letdown.
Oh, is it?
Where
Really?
The final episode of Tales of the Borderlands has been getting like an over
Yeah.
nine, like
Oh,
nines
letdowns.
and stuff.
Huh.
But yeah, so Minecraft story mode. My biggest issue with this game is actually the interface. There's some pretty sloppy stuff they do. That's like, you know, in the blah blah blah, we'll remember this and stuff.
Yeah.
That has some weird. It pops up at weird times, and it's like, oh, y'all decided to do this. It seems like it's kind of notifications for when like the game. Like you made a decision, but there's like always like this question mark, and it kind of throws me off.
That whole notification system has just become one big inside joke now.
Oh yeah, no,
like
definitely.
half the time it pops up in Borderlands, it doesn't even really mean anything.
And
it's
same
like
thing
you
with
were
this.
you were flirting with a character and you said something really suave, and it's like so and so will never forget that. Like,
Yeah. Well, no, it's like in this, like at one point you're like, oh, you need to come up with like a group like handshake or some shit, and you pick one, and it's like no one will remember that. Like it's, you know, it's definitely become an
it's just
inside
a big joke. Yeah.
But then like even like the menus are really like so. When you go to change the resolution of a game, you go into the menu, you go to like graphics or video, you change the resolution, and you apply. Usually, in this game, you go into the menu, you choose graphics, you change the resolution, you go back, and then it asks if you want to apply. It took me like 15 minutes to figure that out because it's not intuitive at all. Like it's
It might just be that it wants to do one large overall save for your settings.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell you that. And you would think, 5-6 games into since post Walking Dead, they would have gotten a good fucking menu system down. Any Tales game, to my knowledge, on the computer to choose an option, you do 1, 2, 3, 4. In this, you can't. You have to click on it. I think it's because if you watch me recording this footage, there's no like numbers next to them, and that kind of threw me off. I was like pressing numbers on the keyboard, and nothing was happening.
That's weird.
I played it on my own last night before I recorded this footage. I used a gamepad, and that's how I like playing Tales games with a gamepad over a keyboard. I just feel more comfortable doing it that way.
Yeah, I've been playing Game of Thrones on the PC, and that. There's so many like misprompts just because I'm not used to playing on a fucking keyboard.
Well, it's because when you're
just not intuitive.
When you're playing, you don't leave your hands on like WASD.
keyboard, yeah.
You take your hand because there's long cutscenes and stuff. But when you're playing like with a controller, it's easy to kind of you're holding it, and so you can reach on. And so that aside, I think some of the stuff in this game's a little sloppy. But I'm gonna continue with it, and hopefully it stays. The humor stays.
Alrighty.
Yeah. But so I guess there's one more game we were going to talk about tonight. How long have we been going? An hour.
Yeah, a little over an hour.
You want to take a break, or should we keep going? Push through this last one.
This last one.
What's the last game we're talking about?
Let's go ahead and take a break.
Yeah,
because that's going to take a while.
Yeah, it's Witcher.
Okay.
So I'm sure we have quite a few words to say about that one. So
Alrighty.
we'll take a quick break. We'll be back shortly talking about The Witcher.
Witcher. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Ooh, welcome to a special Spoopy Bumpcast.
It's a bump spot.
Yep.
What's going on, guys?
So Horror Week is the big deal. That's what's going on next week.
We're having a horror week, Nolan?
Horror Week. Yes. To celebrate All Hallows Eve next Saturday, we are going to be casting all-week horror games. Fatal Frames, Somas, White Days, other scary games.
Stuff that is sure to frighten and delight.
Maybe some Silent Hill 4.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's gonna be some spooky stuff going on
Guys,
next week.
I can't even. I hate horror games.
And you know what else is spooky?
What's that? Whoa.
Yeah,
Surviving out in the
spooky
wild.
ghost stories.
Yeah.
A camping trip.
When's that happening?
Most likely the first or second week of December, somewhere around that time frame.
We haven't narrowed down to that window. We're still figuring it out, trying to finalize.
It's hard to find a haunted campsite
It is really difficult.
that has availability.
Most campsites don't like to advertise that fact.
Yeah, we'll find one though.
Cold, normal weather camping around here, it just goes to shit October and November, so.
Yeah.
We like it cold, though.
We
like
do.
it nice and chilly. We all get to bundle up.
Are you gonna live cast the camping?
We'll record it.
I don't know how
We'll
we would do
record
that.
it, yeah.
Maybe if the trees get Wi-Fi between now and then.
Yeah. That'd be great. Also, this weekend, Drunk Cast with Chris Davis.
Chris Davis gonna
That's
get
right.
fucking wrecked!
That should be fun. He likes to drink the hard liquor.
Who even knows what he's gonna
vodka.
play? Maybe some SWAT 4. Who knows?
Hey, let's
Payday
not make Gamerbeck too happy.
And that's about it for the bump spot. Anything else, Crispy?
No, I got nothing. This has been the Bump Spot. Back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Weren't you going to mention an article?
Fuck! Damn it! Fuck! Can we just record something real quick and tag it on at the end?
Third time's the charm.
No. We're just gonna record something right now.
Oh my God, Ed!
I love you, Ed. We don't forget about you every week.
All right.
Do it again.
Wait, what are you gonna say?
I'm just gonna be like, no, wait. There's one more thing. Wait, there's one more thing. You should go to 4playernetwork.com. Our resident coder,
Web technomancer?
web guru master, Ed, wrote a great article on why you should totally play Life is Strange, the episodic game. So go read that.
It's a very eloquent and convincing article, and if you had any doubts about Life is Strange, this will put them to bed. We're sorry we forgot to mention your article.
We didn't forget. We didn't forget nothing.
With the power of editing, this never happened.
You've been bumped. And we're back.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We're back.
And just go right into Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
Witcher
3
Witcher 3.
Hearts of Stone
Heart of
DLC.
Stone. DLC, $8. CD Projekt Red gives it a time estimate of around 10 hours, but I've already spent like 13 or 14 playing it.
I think it depends on where you are. So with my problem was I got the DLC and I jumped right in at a ripe level of 26, and I was getting my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
That recommended minimum 30 something level is suggested.
If you're on NG Plus, it's a recommended level of 60.
Jesus.
And so I was level 56 or 57, so I went back and started doing some story missions.
Yeah.
And basically leveled myself up to get to the recommended level.
And so
then,
that right there gets to one of my biggest issues with Witcher, is that the experience is so geared towards main story missions. If you could do 30 side quests and get like 300, or I guess 30. You maybe go. No, you wouldn't even go up a level.
Yeah.
Because most side quests you get like 50 experience.
especially if you out-level the.
There's really
the
no
quest.
incentive to play a lot of the side
Well,
quests.
so the reason I play the side quests is for the
instance-
content
exactly,
themselves.
the
You
story.
do get items and crafts.
Yeah.
So that's what's fun. But my problem with it is there's no incentive whatsoever to kill enemies. Like, if I come across an enemy in the wild, I just avoid them. I just go around them because I don't get experience for doing it. Every once in a while, a random one will throw some experience your way.
But it's so cool to feel like a Witcher killing monsters.
And no, it definitely is. And which is why I wish they would at least like one experience. Give me something. Give me some give me some sense that I am progressing. I am doing something. It dropped some fucking like drowner brains and some claws.
You know what you should do? You should install some of the mods that they've got going out there. There's some you got it on PC, right?
I do have it on PC. Yeah,
there's some combat overhaul mods that make the game pretty
so,
awesome. And
do they affect like experience and stuff like that?
I'm not sure they affect experience, but I know there's experience point mods out there. That there's this one. So on my initial playthrough, I played, vanilla. I didn't really install anything, but on my second playthrough, I've installed this friendly HUD mod, which is like the best Witcher mod that I've seen because it basically it takes away everything on screen, and you can still find the quests or whatever it is by pulling up your Witcher sense, like a little bracket of where you need to. Yeah, the icon will show up where you need to go. When you get into fights, all the health bars and all that stuff will come up and then it'll go away, and then you can still pull up everything.
Is that when you get into fights or when you pull out your sword?
When you get into fights.
Okay, cool.
So you can pull out your sword without any of the stuff coming up. So I thought that was a pretty nice touch. So basically there's this one mod, there's this XP mod where it'll give you full XP for even if you out leveled the quest, it'll give you the same amount of XP that you would initially got if you, I guess, hadn't out leveled it. So you can still, gain, a lot of XP with particular mods. And, I know that's not, Doesn't do anything for people on PS4 or
yeah,
Xbox.
And my problem with how they handle the experience is, like I was saying, side quests basically get you no experience. I was playing this, doing almost all the side quests I could find.
Yeah.
I was at a point where I was like 115 hours in, and I was level 26.
Yeah.
And I tried to do this DLC, and I was getting my I wasn't losing. I don't think I ever died. It's just combat took a long time, and my weapon can't, like, the durability kept going all the way down. And so I went and I did like 2 or 3 main story quests. Like 2 hours later, I went up like 4 levels.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous that, especially geared towards the latter half of the game, like towards some of those end missions, they just hand you so much. Like, you go and you talk to this person, you talk to that person, bam,
like
1,000 experience.
2,000 experience
Yeah,
points.
I don't understand why they did that. And I understand that they can't just go back in and patch it in. Like, cause that's balancing. There's this whole like system they've developed. I understand that, but I really don't understand why they chose to do it that way, especially because enemies don't level with you. They don't scale. They are what they are. You'll run into a pack of wolves that are level 5, and you just get one hit them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with this DLC, it added new enemies that are like level like 32 and stuff like that. And so
my favorite new enemies are the arachnids.
Oh
Like
my
the
God.
fast.
I hate the arachnids.
That's why I like them, because they're a pain in the ass.
Because all they do is run away. It's like you try and swipe at them and they just run, and you chase after them and they just run away.
They're just giant spiders, I
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big spiders.
They're big ass
always
spiders.
fucking giant spiders.
Well, they're the first big ass spiders that I've seen that actually act like big ass
No,
spiders.
and that's true. They do. So they do these pouncing attacks, and they will shoot web at you. And if the web hits you, it stuns you for like 4 or 5 seconds, and that's when they all fucking run in. As soon as you get hit with it, they all come fucking running in and attack you. And so that was the first time I had trouble with this DLC, was because I was fighting like 6 or 7 arachnids, and they were too high level.
Yeah.
And since they keep running, it's hard to kill them. But anyway, so the Hearts of Stone DLC. It adds not too many new areas. A couple of little places you go. Mainly takes place in the same area.
Yeah, it expands the.
But it adds this new rune system.
I haven't tried much with.
What?
Yeah. I finished that quest line, but I still haven't. And then I got distracted.
So you meet some foreigners who have come. Well, that's what they say. They're people not from around Novigrad. They're from some. I can't remember what it's called. It's just an O.
Oh, Fury?
Yeah, something like that. They're from somewhere else. These people with accents. Geralt brings it up. He's like, "Oh, you're not from around here," and they're like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." And so you meet this one guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can craft these runes, but I don't have any money." And you're like, "Oh, all right, here's 5,000 crowns, imperial crowns." And he's like, "Oh, cool." So he sets up like a really cheap shop. And he's like, if I had some more money, and then you give him like 10,000 crowns.
Yeah.
And then he sets up a better shop. And then he's like, but if you, and then like 15,000 is the final one. So a total of 30,000 crowns to get this guy his max shop. But it's so worth it. So he can imbibe your both of your swords and your armor with a certain skill. And so the skills are stuff like, there's this one where if you kill an enemy, your next attack will be infused with the last sign you used. It can add this really sweet stuff. Like, and there's a lot of stuff. There's stuff that will if you mod, but the only problem is you can only do one thing to each weapon. I think you can remove them, but it does cost like 1,500 like crowns to do it. Yeah. You can add like effects to your weapons, like they'll never lose the effects from like the enhancement station, so they'll always be enhanced. There's like a lot of shit you can do with these runes. That's really cool. There's one that with Yrden, when an enemy gets hit with it, it will like spread. So wherever the enemy was standing, it will put another sign there. So it adds like a spreading effect.
I gotta go back and check out all these
one that like
things.
Enemies will set other enemies on fire if they burst into flame. It's some really cool stuff.
That's pretty sweet.
It is pretty expensive, and unfortunately, you can only do one thing on each weapon, and the weapon has to have 3 enhancement slots on it. And so you can pay him to add extra slots to the weapons, which is cool on its own, because then you can just throw more like just runes and stuff in them besides his stuff.
That asshole should give you a fucking discount.
Yeah.
You gave him like fucking 25, 30,000.
30,000, yeah.
Well,
I might be his only customer.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is he says like, hey, this is really expensive and I don't have the money, but if you want to do it, you can give me the money. And so Geralt's just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Turns out these peasants don't really care about having runes and
Exactly.
shit.
It's been I mean, I've only put like 30 hours in the game. I don't expect to go back, but is like currency gathering in that game like that easy?
So where I was in the game when I started the DLC, I was like 110 hours in, and I had like 45,000 crowns at the time.
Okay.
So yeah, it did take off almost all of my crowns. But I mean, at that point, like I wasn't spending it on anything. You spend it to repair your weapons, to maybe buy stuff from someone every once in a while. But most of the thing is that entire 110 hours, I was just accruing shit and then selling it. And so I mean, I wasn't like a hoarder with my stuff. If I didn't if I had like a weapon that was no longer useful, fucking sell it, and then make sure you're selling it to the correct person. Because obviously, if you sell a sword to like a fucking merchant, he's not going to give you much. But if you sell it to like a sword maker, he will give you more money for it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna throw this idea out there because I'm never gonna be able to use it. But there should be an RPG where if your character, like me, who like I don't throw away armor because I'm afraid, like it just looks too cool, and I know I'm not gonna use it because of the stats, but I fucking love it and I just want to have it. There should be a character that comes by and is just like, hey, you know, this is an intervention. Can we throw this helmet away? Can I just throw this helmet away?
Like
can I throw this dagger away?
Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna throw it.
It's just a dagger. You don't even
Speaking of
use daggers. You don't even use daggers. I'm just gonna put it in the box over here. Like I wish some RPG would like make a parody of that.
You know, it's really cool. In this RPG, there's in this DLC, there's a taxman.
That was a really cool
I think,
twist there.
So there's like these exploits that you can do within game. Like, you know, there's this bovine thing where you can like camp one spot.
When the game first came out, there was an area where people would keep killing cows to collect their hides to sell because they were pretty worth it. And and then the thing is, the taxman will come up to you and he'll ask you. He actually mentions all of the exploits. He mentions the cows. He mentions the pearls.
Yeah.
He mentions like.
He has. Do you ever go into people's houses and
steal shit?
Yeah.
And like the funniest part is like I'm Geralt and I'm like. No. And I kind of wanted to make a video of just me looting like everything.
Yeah.
Later on in like a main story mission, Geralt's talking to someone. And he's like, "I'm not a thief," and I'm like. No, I am. Like I'm like the biggest thief in the goddamn world. No, I'm definitely a thief.
You walk around
I stole
as if
some
the world
shit
was
right
made
before I
for
was in the
you.
conversation. Yeah.
So the taxman, it's part of a main story. Like it's not like random. It happens when you're doing a main quest in the DLC, and you can tell him no for everything.
Yeah. And then you get a little plaque that says like you're like a
honest
citizen.
Honest. Yeah.
And it actually hangs in Kaer Morhen from what I've.
Oh really? I haven't been back to Kaer Morhen since I got it.
Oh, really?
But it's a pretty nice little nod that they did to this
and
stuff.
it keeps it in game, and I think that's
cool.
I think that's pretty sweet. And,
so the DLC, there's a couple of side quests that are pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a heist in the DLC.
I think the heist is really
all of
awesome.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
You had my attention.
So
All of Grand Theft Auto 5. You meet a guy and he's like, I want to steal something, but we need like a grease man and we need like a lock.
A wheelman, or a horseman.
We need like
an acrobat.
An acrobat. You need like a lock picker or someone that can do that.
I got a very Ocean's 11
and
kind
so
of
he actually gives you. He's like, here's someone and here's someone. You choose which one you want to go and recruit.
Who did you go with?
So I went with the lady acrobat.
I went with her too.
And I went with the locksmith who had gotten locked up, who got caught on his
me too.
previous
Yeah.
heist.
I didn't want I was thinking there's that one locksmith or that other guy you could go with who already like settled down.
Yeah, but he was a family man.
Exactly. I didn't want to
kids
take
and
it from
stuff.
his family.
I didn't want to like risk his life doing a heist. He's got like fucking kids back at home.
And the fact that The Witcher 3 can make you care that much about like characters you haven't even fucking met, that is I think is a pretty good indication for what these guys can do.
Score, guys.
Yeah. And so the big part of this DLC. So I finished the main quest in this DLC, and 10 hours. I think they were being a little generous.
I think they are very conservative.
Like underestimating. Yeah.
Like they said, the main storyline would be about 50 hours.
Yeah.
But most people that I know that have played the game have spent anywhere from like 70 to 100.
If you do just the main quest line, you can probably do it in 50 hours.
Yeah.
But most people don't just do the main quest line. They do the side missions. They play Gwent for 20 hours. At least I do.
I didn't do Gwent the first time through, but the second time, oh my god.
And so the DLC adds new Gwent cards.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did they add new mechanics to Gwent?
No, just new cards.
There's difficulty settings though. There's easy, medium, and hard. So
yeah.
I'm gonna get this fucking.
There's like an auction house you go to in the DLC, and that's a lot of fun.
You can get some badass.
So the main quest line revolves around Hearts of Stone. There's a character you meet who has a heart of stone, I guess you could say, not literal stone. obviously. Yeah. And there's this really interesting quest line, and there's this new character. What's his name? Odim.
Walter Odim.
Not Walter.
Is it
something
Walter?
else. No, something else.
Oh,
Starts with an O, maybe. No, there's G, maybe. I don't remember.
something Odim.
Irrelevant.
It's a guy.
Yeah, Odim is his last name or his surname.
Really
One
well
of the
done.
best fucking
Yeah,
characters. Like,
he's
oh
awesome.
my god, there's like he's like surrounded by mystery. Like you're on like a ship.
Gaunter.
Gaunter, yeah, Gaunter Odim.
Gaunter.
Yeah. So anyway, you're on a ship, and all of a sudden this guy shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I can help you out." And he's like, "We've met before," and I'm like, "I don't remember. Did I meet him before?"
Yeah.
Like I don't really like. Maybe he showed up randomly at one point and like just really subtle, and then all of a sudden like he disappears and like just this mysterious shit starts happening around him. You don't really know what's going on, and you meet some people and they're like, "Oh yeah, that guy." Don't mess with that guy. Like, yeah, like don't. And like it's just like, oh my, I would love to do a spoiler cast with where this
Yeah.
goes because it is so fucking interesting.
And I like that you do. I mean, he seems like he's doing something good, but you don't know if he's on your side. There's like something off about him.
Well, like so he's like you know what? Listen, I helped you out in a bind, and so now I'm putting this mark on your face, and I'm not going to take it off until you help me.
Yeah.
He's like, that's like the deal. And so now for the rest of the time you have like you can go off and do like Mike was saying he was doing like main story quests with like Yennefer and Triss, and they were like commenting, they're like, "What's on your face?"
Yeah, you can comment.
Like,
And I thought that was
like
nice.
nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's Oligard von Everett does look like David Beckham.
Yes,
that
is
I
another
think somebody.
character in this DLC, and yes, he does look like David Beckham. That's one of the main characters in this DLC, and it's very interesting. And the stuff you
He's
do,
an interesting character
like, oh
in and
my
of
God.
himself. And this is for $8.
Yeah,
you know
oh
what I
my
mean.
God.
This is
That's
for
crazy. Like that is crazy.
the
This
content
is only $8.
that they provide for $8 versus some games that
Dude,
for $50.
The fucking
content they
special
provide.
edition of it is $20, and you get 2 Gwent decks and a bunch of dice and markers plus the DLC. When, like, if this was an EA game, that expansion
DLC would be
$20
$20
Yeah.
by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would add a
They
sword.
They would have given you a
God.
break if you'd bought all of them in the season pass, but you know.
So
Activision
there's
want
this
to give you a pat on the head.
there's this one scene with a spoon, and I'm not gonna say anything else.
There is no spoon.
There's a fucking spoon, and oh my god, I wish y'all played it so I could bring it up. But it was one of the the face I made, and like oh my god. So I'm not gonna say anything else
You
besides.
can't even give
What
us
did
like
they-
an emotion that you
What did
felt
they
at the
do
moment.
with the spoon? No.
You don't know. You don't want to know where they put the
What
spoon.
did they do with the spoon?
You don't want to know where they
What
put the
did they
spoon.
do with the spoon?
I'm gonna make this spoon disappear.
Yeah, and so see, build an army knows what's fucking up with the spoon.
Damn it! I need to get to the spoon
Dude,
scene.
keep fucking doing it.
Okay.
Do it. It is good. So where the quest ends is a fucking and so I'll tell you just a little bit about.
Wait, there's multiple endings for the.
yeah, there is
The
So-
fact that there's fucking multiple endings
Gaunter
for DLC is
Odim,
badass.
He's one of the thing he does is he'll grant you wishes. But
So
he's
that's
like
is he a Jin?
That's
so
not good.
we don't know. But
People who
think
grant wishes are always evil.
think about like old style genies and stuff where they do like literal wishes.
Yeah.
The gin,
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're like, oh, I want to be like
monkey's paw shit.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
so like that's where this kind of DLC revolves around this guy, and it's like, oh my god.
I
And
saw
at the-
you pausing and trying to make a decision.
yeah,
with
no.
that
At the
scene.
towards the end, there was one point where like he was like, "I'll grant you a wish." And I was like, I don't want anything from you. Like, I don't even want anything. Like, just stay away from me. But
But
dude,
wait, do you have a choice of making a wish or not taking the wish?
yeah,
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
yeah. So
There's all
dude,
there's all these options for replayability with
no.
this
So
fucking
I
DLC.
definitely saved, and I did it multiple times
Okay.
to try and see what my other options were. Just because $8, this DLC, or I think it's $10. It's on sale for like $8 or something like that.
No, I think it is.
Oh, it's just
like $8.
Whatever it is, it is. I would have paid $15 for this DLC. It is more than goddamn worth it. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. There's still some side quests I haven't done. The whole event with like the wedding you go to.
Wait, what wedding?
There's a wedding in
Holy
this. in
shit,
this
I didn't-
that's where the trailer with because Shawnee is a character. Has Shawnee been in any of the
She was
previous
in
Witcher games?
The Witcher 1.
Okay, so I never played the first Witcher.
Yeah.
But I know Shawnee from the books.
Okay.
And she's a medical student, and she shows back up, and there's this whole stuff with her. Like, oh my god, it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Like, there's a I played a card game with some.
Imagine that.
No, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Was it Glenn?
With some, yeah, no, it was Gwent. But like, I want to tell you what happens at this wedding, but it's.
I was gonna say, there's another card game.
No. Oh, fuck. Like, and like, if you you play it with some like little like some dwarves, I guess. And like, if you lose. Like they make you wear like some fucking like a donkey like a headband with like donkey ears, and like the rest of the time you're wearing that. It's oh my god, like it's this
Build an army.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Makes a good point. Like if they do this for just the $8 one, I can only imagine what the $20 DLC is going to be.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new zone.
Yeah,
from what
I would
heard.
not be surprised. I loved every minute of this DLC. There's still like at least two side quests, maybe more that I haven't done yet.
Well, you know, so they give the estimate of this DLC being about 10 hours, but I mean, I've already spent 12 to 15. And they're saying that the next one's going to be 20 hours. So I'm guessing this next one's going to be like anywhere from 30 to 40.
It's possible,
hours for a fucking DLC, and that's as long as The Witcher 2. They're basically making a DLC that's as long as their second game, and you know, I mean, even if you don't like this kind of game or don't dig it, you know, like what they're doing with their DLC and just all the shit that they're giving you, I mean, it's to be commended. And someone said earlier in chat that Cyberpunk 2077.
Yep.
Like I can't even like this kind of game in a futuristic sci-fi world is gonna be the shit.
And that's fine,
man.
but like I'm excited about it because CD Projekt Red is making it.
Yeah.
And I don't even care like if it's a cyberpunk game, if it's a sci-fi game. Like I'm not even thinking about that. But they are making a game, and they have shown that they can handle it in a very mature and very sensible way that benefits the players.
Yeah.
They're not pulling the shit that other larger companies lately have been pulling with expensive DLC and leaving out content that should have been in the fucking game in the first place.
Yeah.
And you know, some people scoffed at the 16 free pieces of DLC, and they were little things that they released over time.
But they could have easily just
it was the fact that it was free content. That's what it is. They didn't make you pay for it. I think all of that 16 pieces of DLC from another publisher would have been paid for DLC, like $1,
probably $1 or $2,
$1 fucking outfit. There's alternate outfits for like Yennefer and Triss and Ciri. You would have paid 99 cents for those in another game.
Yeah,
but the fact that they were free in here is
Pain
awesome.
Smile brings up a good point. He says they're bringing back standards, and this kind of DLC reminds me of like back when Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, like Throne of Ball. Did you ever play Throne of Ball? It was the expansion pack for Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and it's basically added like another 30 hours, and it was a whole separate story, and like had its own thing. And like back in the day, you know, those that, you know, the golden age of RPG gaming, the expansion packs added so much more meaty content to what was already there.
Beefy content.
Beefy content.
Just a girth of new content.
Yes, exactly.
CD Projekt Red.
And
they know what's up.
Fucking tight.
They do, and I just completed the heist mission. I'm about to do the second part. Like there's so much more content in it that I don't even know. Like I thought I was close to finishing it, but I guess I'm not because I don't even know about this fucking wedding. What you're talking about, and the spoon. See, I don't know what's going on with the spoon.
Oh, you'll know. You'll know.
Yeah, CD Projekt.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, no. So if you haven't played The Witcher 3 yet, it's definitely worth your money. And I would highly recommend it to anybody who's out there as a fan of RPGs and just getting, you know, more bang for your buck. You know, this is I've put a lot of hours into this game, and I definitely think I've gotten my money's worth with it. And
think of the value.
Yeah, and if you're on PC, download the Friendly HUD mod because it is one of the best. Like I like playing with no HUD at all, and I did it for a while. When I was playing vanilla on my first playthrough, but I kept having to go back into the map, you know, and that just takes me out of the game completely, and defeats the whole purpose of not playing with a HUD.
Yep.
So this basically allows you to play in game as much as possible. Like I like just playing and not having to worry about loading screens or any of that other bullshit. And
I feel you, man.
You know, so
that shit sucks.
It does. It does.
You.
And Did Witcher 3 launch with mod tools on PC?
I don't
think so. I think it released
Okay.
like a few month or two later. They had mod tools. And,
Okay.
I don't even think it was that far. I think it was pretty soon they put out mod tools for it.
Okay.
But they are out
Matt
now.
Clacker,
Is the
Jack-
important thing.
Yeah.
I like The Witcher 3, but the game is just too overwhelming. I can see that. Yeah, download the Friendly HUD mod. It's on Nexus Mods. Go download it and try it. I mean, it basically.
Give them that plug.
Is there a mod out there that makes Geralt not be a monotone fuck?
Oh, fuck off!
Hey.
Davis.
That's the point. He's a fucking Witcher.
He's
Yeah,
Geralt's
he's
seen a lot
gravelly
of
voiced,
shit.
okay? He's not monotone. You
Hey,
wouldn't fucking get it.
A lot
And-
of it is
and-
monotone.
So what? Like, what would make him better? Like
I
a
just-
fucking assault rifle?
I
or
just
something?
replayed
Like,
the.
I mean, if you want to add that,
I just
won't
replayed
stop
the
you.
Kaer Morhen scene where Lambert, Geralt, and what the hell's his name? The other one.
Starts with
Old Witcher.
No, starts with a K or
Where they get drunk in Kaer Morhen.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen that part?
It's
I
pretty
told
late
you, I've
game.
only put 40 hours into the game. I haven't gotten very far.
But that's still one of my favorite. This is the second time I've seen it. It still is funny.
You said you put like 300 hours in this game?
Well, a lot of that's idle time, but
Oh.
I've still put quite a bit.
Eskel,
of time.
there you go. Eskel's
Eskel,
his
that's
name.
right. Eskel. That scene was just as fun. And you know what? I find myself. I mean, I guess I'll skip through a few scenes, but I find myself wanting to listen to the dialogue again,
Oh,
even
no,
though I've seen it
definitely.
already. You know, it's so
Yeah.
well done that.
That story content is beautiful.
If I
All
go
right.
back to it, I really should just focus on the story and nothing but.
No,
nothing.
Yeah, just do that.
If anything,
that
yes,
is what that
please
game does best. Like,
plow through the story,
Yeah,
get to the at least in the main story of the DLC. They're all fantastic.
yeah.
Considering the release schedule, do you think I could actually do that for the end of the year?
Yes, I definitely think you could. I think like 50 hours is reasonable. If not less than that, just getting through the story.
Dude, just
like
quit.
I was saying, it's not like you're going to be under leveled when you get to like they level you to the point where you can just get through the main story without doing anything else.
Yeah.
So if anything, at least just play the main story.
quit your
Maybe
job.
that's why they did that, because they
It's
wanted to make
possible.
sure that people
They
could
wanted
go.
to make it accessible.
Quit
yeah.
your job.
All right,
Quit
all
your
right. Any other impressions for this week, Chris Davis?
I haven't had much time this week or in the past few weeks. I played a little Payday, played a little Mad Max, played a little Metal Gear. That's about it, honestly.
Okay.
Speaking of Metal Gear Solid,
Well, that's for the news.
Well, I found
Yeah,
out more
we'll come
information. We can talk about that later, but it kind of nulls that story.
And speaking of the news,
Let's do it.
hey, what's in the news?
What is in
What's
the news?
in the news?
What is in the news?
We have several things.
Who wants to go first?
news.
Crispy. can
I'll go first. Okay, so it turns out. Hang on, let me pull up my little thing here.
What's in the
I already
news?
had it.
I don't even know.
So Alan Tudyk, you guys familiar with him? Famous actor,
I think I know that guy.
known as Hoban Washburn on Firefly. He's also starring in that Star Wars movie coming up next year.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited for that film.
Okay, so Alan Tudyk was supposed to be in Uncharted 4. I say supposed to be because apparently he's walked away from the project.
Wow.
Why?
We're not entirely sure.
The-
He was talking to IGN about it, and he said that he quit because, and I quote, "I left because Naughty Dog decided to go a different direction with it, and so when they did that, it made my contract null and void," he explained.
They made some
So basically, some new management has stepped in
yeah.
over at Naughty Dog, and they started making some changes. And some people, Alan Tudyk included, felt that these changes were kind of weird
Yeah.
and took that as an opportunity to leave the project. But he wasn't the only one. Who else? We had Todd Stashwick, who was a. I think he was. I'm not sure. I think he was also an actor. But there was a few people who've walked away from this, and we're not really sure what they're really talking about as far as what these changes were. But it just seems like there's some weird shifting going on at Naughty Dog, and we're not really sure how that's going to impact the quality of Uncharted 4. But
Did he even say who his character actually was or what he was or
I didn't see.
I don't know if
I
he
didn't
was-
see it
Yeah,
either.
I didn't see that they had
I mean-
talked about that, and I think a lot of this is still, he's still under NDAs and contracts.
Yeah, I
and
don't think he's
can't
allowed
really-
to talk about
Can't
it.
really discuss too many of the specifics, but he has said he was working on the game, and now he is not working on the game due to what we can assume is like a creative difference. Which that is always kind of fucking weird, but we'll see. We'll see.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike, I assume you just wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that's all
Metal
I've really
Gear?
been playing. I haven't really
No,
played
I mean
anything.
for the news. I know we had brought it up before the show.
Oh.
This whole new Metal Gear debacle, but Chris Davis says he has some new
What were we
information
saying?
on it.
So there was a thing that popped up today on NeoGAF, and it kind of lit on fire and then was snuffed earlier this evening. Basically, Metal Gear Solid 5 uses a DRM system called De Novo, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that system works is that you can play out the game offline. But once your game updates, it requires you to go back online to verify that your copy is legitimate.
That whole shit. They brought that up not too long ago.
Yeah, if you haven't... So if you've got the most recent update, but you haven't gone online to play, the game won't launch. It won't let you actually play it.
Yeah.
So
And
you
that's
have to-
where. So I have to go online to play it.
Yeah, you had to go online to verify it.
You have to be online, open the game so it could connect to the servers, kind of verify that it's a legitimate
After the
copy,
update?
and then you can go offline.
And I mean, part of the problem with it, at least today, in the past couple days, is Konami's servers for this game are kind of shit.
Oh no, they're definitely
They're constantly down. They're constantly undergoing maintenance.
I mean,
They're-
lately it's been better than when it first started,
Yeah.
but they're definitely not the best.
So
Yeah.
some people
Why-
have been having
So is
connecting
this is going to
issues.
be a thing like every time they update the game now?
Why didn't they just make
Maybe.
the multiplayer thing like a completely separate?
No, it has nothing to do with the multiplayer.
No.
It's about DRM making sure that you have a legitimate copy of the game. And this isn't new. This has been going on for a while. Having to connect to the internet. This is when the Xbox One first came out. That was a whole issue with, you don't have to always be connected, but every once in a while you have to connect to verify your copy. The problem with that is there are definitely people out there who don't have access to the internet all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that essentially means they can't play those games.
So yeah, but this game in particular has had some kind of weird fuckery around that as well. Because did we ever find verification on that? Wasn't there something about if you weren't online, even if you were playing single player, like they would restrict certain, like you couldn't,
So a
you didn't have
couple weeks-
access to all your resources if you were
A couple
offline?
weeks back, there came a story, and it's been kind of unconfirmed yet confirmed between sources on NeoGAF in different places. In that, if you were playing the Metal Gear Solid 5 past the FOV part, which was episode 21,
Yes.
if you played it offline and you continue to play it offline, the game introduces a daily tax on you of 250,000 points
Holy fuck.
of your currency.
GMP.
Yeah, GMP, and it continues every single day.
Well, it's not just that. Sorry, I don't remember which community member.
Like
we
driving you into the hole?
Wait,
Yeah.
Potentially, yes.
I talked about with a community member that when he was online, it showed that he had like 65 of some vehicle. He had full like a shit ton of that vehicle, and then when he went offline, it showed the 3. Like they only
it
gave him
transfers
access.
a lot of your stuff to your FOB as soon as you
So
have
if
an
you're not
FOB.
online, you don't have any access.
Yeah, you don't have
to
any,
it.
you can't sell it, you can't do anything with it.
Well, okay, so if you get
That's-
taxed in that way and then you go back online, do they give you that money back?
No.
Or is it
I doubt
possible
it,
that
yeah.
you're like, oh, you haven't played in 2 weeks, now you're like way in the red?
Think of it
And-
as a maintenance fee, which
I don't know the exact details.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we don't know if that's exactly accurate, but if
But
that's,
there's-
I think it's per login.
There's
it's
plenty.
not
I'm
every day.
assuming it's logins.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
being away
That's
for a certain
still
amount of
is
time.
kinda far
But no
from-
matter what, there's plenty of fuckery going on with Konami.
That's insane. What the-
yeah.
I'm sticking to the
It's pretty
DRM
bad.
free
Yeah.
Witcher game.
In other news, I wanted to bring up this game I recently heard about, One Life. I don't know if anyone's heard about that.
We only get one life.
Yeah, it's a new
oh,
game.
is this the one with like the global cap?
It is.
Yeah, on Steam.
It is a tactical first-person shooter.
Yep.
The idea behind the game is that it is permadeath. If you die in the game, you are locked out of it. You can never
no
play
longer
it ever
access
again.
the game on Steam.
And
One
then,
Life.
and then they had like a global cap where like once a certain
Do you
number of
pay
people
for this
had,
game?
It's like
What's a-
$10.
This was like once you had a certain number of people like play and die, like the whole game just like stops working. Right?
I didn't hear about that.
Or is that a different game?
I think that might be a different
That's
game.
another game.
That's a different
One
game.
life. I
Yeah,
gotta
okay.
look this up. Hang on.
But this one, look it up after the show, Mike.
All right.
This one, you don't always die when someone like defeats you in battle, they can actually take all your stuff instead of killing you. They can make you their slave, and you have to work off your debt to them before you can like be free again.
How?
I don't know the details. I assume it's just when you log into your game, you have to do menial chores for this person. I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's more emerging gameplay, just people doing shit. I think it's more that you have this power of removing a player from playing a game ever again.
Yeah. But or you have
the
so you can remove them from the game forever, or you can take their shit, or you can. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. Or you don't always necessarily want to kill them. You might get something better for not killing them. I think if you kill them, you might not get some of their weapons and stuff like that. I don't know the details. Interesting concept. This is something that's been toyed around with and thought up in the past. And everyone's always brought up, like when you play a game and then it's over forever.
I mean, it's kind of a cool concept, but
it was like
the fact that you pay $10 for this game supposedly.
Well, I mean, you go in knowing that you got to be careful. Team up with other people makes it easier. You're not necessarily. Yeah, technically, you probably could die. I think I was reading that you can do some stuff kind of offline or not necessarily in a life or death situation at first. But it's not like it's a $60 game. It's $10, and then it's an experience.
$10, and you could play for 10 minutes, and you can never. But play
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's 10 minutes and then it's gone forever. I think there is a big chunk that you can do without risking death first.
Okay.
To kind of at least get acquitted with the game, or like familiar with the game, kind of figure out what's going on and all that stuff before it puts you in a life or death situation.
I mean, $1-2 I could tolerate. Free to play, I think, is be better. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to.
But if they make it free to play, then it's just going to be people like. I'm assuming that they would have to make money somehow.
So it's
they would then make money by you can buy armor and guns and shit, and then it becomes why don't just make it?
But there's also that risk that you take with having this entire gameplay model. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you wanted to make money, then you should let people kind of respawn.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't always just straight up die and it's done forever.
You're getting mad at them about their decision about whether or not they want to make money. Like, this is what the game is. Maybe it's an art piece. Maybe they don't care about making a shit ton of money on it.
I just don't like the concept because I don't feel like I could play it well enough and long enough to actually enjoy it.
I
feel like my $10.
So what's
but
long
maybe
enough
there's somebody
to
out there
enjoy
who could.
How long do you?
I don't even know how this game plays. I got to find that out.
So we don't even know what the rules are of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And just for clarification, the game I was thinking of that has the global cap is the Flock, and that's the asymmetrical multiplayer game.
Yeah, people can respawn in that, but it counts down to a certain amount of players, and once it hits a limit, it just stops playing. Nobody can ever play it again.
What's up with No Man's Sky?
Dude, what's up with No Man's Sky? What the fuck is up with No Man's Sky? Thank you for asking the real questions, Mike. Thank you. When are we getting that game?
It's unfortunate that we haven't.
It was on the Colbert Show. I mean, Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
It was.
Which is the Colbert Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And then one last news topic, at least that I'm aware of, or that I wanted to bring up, is that Kojima officially announced that he's left Konami. They had like a party.
Well, he didn't announce anything.
Well, sorry.
There was a
party.
Source.
There was a party for Kojima leaving. It's pretty much confirmed that he's left the company. Konami says he's just on vacation.
they said this is normal that when people finish games, they take long vacations.
Well,
he's
what's
still
that
an
thing in
employee.
Avatar where they went to they took a vacation in Lake? Did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No.
I know what you're talking about, but I
show.
don't remember.
Great show.
It is.
Great show, Mike.
One of the best.
Yes.
One of the best. Never mind. Just keep going. I'm sorry.
All right.
Well,
that was
I
pretty
mean,
much it.
Basically, Konami's said something to the effect of like, as of this moment,
Yeah.
Kojima is still
on
an employee.
Yeah. On vacation.
He's he's gone to a farm upstate to play with all the other happy Kojimas.
Konami.
No, I read today that there was an interview with a Japanese voice actor that's worked with Konami. Evidently, the way the employee structure works in Japan typically is that vacation days are use them or lose them. So once you finish a project and before you're about to quit your job,
take the vacation.
You take the vacation time, come back for your final day, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening.
Well, I think he's under he can't actually start working on anything.
Yeah, he's under a non-compete clause until December, evidently, reportedly. So come December, we might hear a little announcement about where he's
I
going to be
doubt we'll hear one in
working.
December, but soon. I'm sure we'll.
I'm really interested to see what Kojima does post Metal Gear Solid and Konami.
I think
It'll be
he's
longer
interested in what he's going to be doing. Because I think for the past 20 years he's wanted to do something
He's just
besides
gonna
Metal
go
Gear
make
Solid.
movies.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's what he would love to do. I would not be surprised if we saw a movie that Kojima had a big part in.
Yeah. Well, he's buddies with Guillermo del Toro, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's it for the news.
Well, we got a few other things we could talk
Oh, we do?
about.
Yeah.
Like, Brad's not here, so we can't talk about that.
Don't care
really.
about Brad.
I don't know.
But I did want to bring up something that had been annoying a lot of people.
So
the
bring it
past
up.
week.
Do it.
So, yes, it's Payday related. So,
Oh, I heard about this. I was gonna
yeah,
ask
this
you.
is kind
Yeah,
of
this
juicy.
is some fuckery.
So every year, starting mid of October, it's Crime Fest on Payday 2, which is an annual celebration in which they do like 2 weeks of unlocking free downloadable content to give to the community.
Yeah.
2 years ago, it was liking the Steam community page, and that unlocks free content. Last year, it was the Hype Train, in which you buy DLC, and it unlocks extra DLC as more people buy this shit. This year, it was a bunch of in-game challenges. There was some tomfoolery early on, but that was Twitter-related, and it was nonsensical. So everybody unlocked everything in Crime Fest. It was a great thing. And so they were doing 10 days of unlocks. Each day there's some new content. Payday 2 has always, the developers of Overkill have always prided in just showing off this game and saying, we're never going to have microtransactions. Ever.
Yeah.
We're never going to do it. We'll
Yeah.
do DLC and that's it. Guess what they introduced on Friday?
Now
Something called
microtransactions.
A Team Fortress 2 style man-economy crate
Nanotransactions.
system.
Oh my
In
God.
which you buy skins for weapons, which can have stat boosts for your weapons and your character for the lovely price of $2.50.
$2.50, huh?
You up until today, you could not buy the keys to unlock these safes, or in this case, drills to unlock these safes.
Yeah. Wait, you can buy drills now?
Well, essentially,
it was like-
that's what you do. You
Oh, okay.
The drills are the keys to these. crates
That's
for
the way it
safes.
was in TF2, where they give you
Yeah,
the
the
crate
crate,
and
yeah.
to buy the key.
And it's random content. You have no idea what it is, and they're for specific weapons too. So if you don't have the corresponding downloadable content pack that has this weapon, you can't use this skin which you just unlocked.
Oh, wow, that's ridiculous.
So that sounds weird.
It was a lot of people were a little angry.
Yeah.
Actually, I did just see Faust in chat a little while ago. Did mention that Overkill has said that they are awarding drills at the end of jobs as well too. So
Well,
you
they
don't have
just
to-
started that today.
Okay.
After the backlash of the weekend, and there was even a Jim Sterling did a Jimquisition just about it yesterday, and then today. The new update was a new map, which is great. You know, it's from the original Payday game, which I'm looking forward to. But they added the ability to, when it does the card drop at the end of each heist, which you get these bonuses and stats, whatever.
Yeah.
You now can earn these drills, which unlock these corresponding safes. But for 4 days now, people have been forced to purchase these drills, and some of these skins I were reading were going upwards of $150.
That's
What?
ridiculous. That's,
It is nuts.
How is that a thing?
What? What?
Well, that's
Yeah.
how the Steam community goes with like
yeah.
You know what
buying
game
shit.
has 16 free DLC?
Well, yeah, because like some of those Counter Strike Go skins get
Oh,
like
yeah.
fucking
And the real
really stupid. How
it's just
expensive
it's
they
been
are.
a problem for Overkill and Payday fans for the past several months in that the company's been going through a couple changes. Their PR is doing a real shit job right now in that they only have like one guy talking for the company, and he's not responding to like any issues the community raises. So when this blew up, just people lost their fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my god.
Is Payday free to play?
No, it
No.
is not.
Because
it is a,
that
it is a
system
$20
made-
download.
Yeah, that system made a lot more sense in Team Fortress 2 when they went free to play.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where it was like you can download the game and start playing, but you gotta, we'll give
But I
you
mean,
free
another
drops.
thing on top of that,
Just throw some money at us to unlock them. That's one thing. But if you're buying into a game for $20 and you're buying all these DLC packs, which seem to be more or less required.
Yeah,
To an extent, yeah.
to an extent, yeah.
Well, I mean, again,
That's
it's like we were talking
crazy.
about with Battlefront. If you're playing an online multiplayer only game,
Yeah.
and someone's throwing out new map packs for it, if you're going to keep up with that community and you're going to keep up with that game, you have to buy them.
Yep.
I mean, there's been some good things about the DLC scheme they've had, to where most of it is like weapons content. It's not required. It's all of this content is automatically in the game when you download it. You just need to unlock it with this.
unlocking it.
And the host of the room that owns the map, if they own the map, you can play on it, regardless of whether you own it or not.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's always been a good thing.
Yeah.
But the problem with this scheme is that this microtransaction based skin system for these weapons, it's fine for a PvP game. That's fine. That's all about competitiveness. This is a PvE game. That's
Yeah.
all it is. It's just you going into a map against AI. That's it.
Yeah.
You do not have this. It does not work for a game like this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, it's kind of fucky.
And yet this was the first thing they introduced for Crime Fest, and people lost their shit.
Well, all five
That
of them.
sounds ridiculous.
All
right,
five of the
it
people
was.
still playing Payday 2 are really upset. Anyway,
I tell you what, no, they had a challenge during Crime Fest or the Road to Crime Fest in which you had to have 30,000 players at the same time playing the game. They easily got that. So,
Payday 2?
yeah.
turns out all the cool kids are playing Payday 2, guys.
Apparently.
It's a good game.
All right, well, that's it for the news.
Yeah.
I believe it is time for the community.
Community.
Favorite part of the show.
This is the best part of the show where we talk all about our community and how much we love them and how amazing they are.
And how we want to hug and kiss each and every one.
Bam.
Most of them.
Speaking of, no new patrons in the past week.
Oh,
Aww.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right.
we'll get there. Christmas is coming.
Oh, maybe some
Gift
some Christmas
give
patrons.
a patron subscription to a friend,
Yeah.
even if they don't know who we are.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. What else is in the news or in the community? Our subscriber of the month is still dementia.
Dementia?
No, it's not dementia.
It's a little hard to pronounce.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to load this tab where I have it written out how to pronounce it, but the Google Sheets app is going a little bit on the slow side today.
It is not Skyliner.
And no, it's not.
Skyliner was last month.
It's
Skyliner.
As much as she wishes otherwise.
Skyliner had her reign.
Yeah, she did. It is Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Dynamite is how you pronounce it. Dynamite, the games that we're going, multiple games this month for them. Stalker, Call of Pripyat,
Yes.
and System Shock 2 are the two games we are going to be playing this month.
Nice.
I specifically going to be playing Call of Pripyat. So
And Nick said he's going to be continuing his System Shock 2 playthrough.
That's
I
some shot.
don't know how that might not work so well just because he's moving and everything. So we'll see what happens.
He's getting resituated, but he will be back.
Oh, he'll definitely be back.
Oh, he's not dead or anything.
No, we definitely didn't kill him.
Promise you that.
We didn't stuff him into anything.
We didn't
No.
bury him in the bottom of a grave or anything like that.
he wasn't screaming, allegedly.
All right, so now it's time for some questions from our patrons. If you are a patron, every week we throw up a thread on our Patreon page where you can go and ask us questions. This week, one of our questions is from Michael. He says, do you think Capcom still has it in them to make a good Resident Evil game?
Yes.
I mean, I think anyone has the potential to make a good game. Now,
Yeah.
it's if they will make a good
They
game.
have
Well, if you're
talented
saying-
people, and
if
they're
you're
working.
saying, yeah, based on the current talent that they have there, based on, I guess, what we've seen of them lately.
Wait, hold on.
They are doing that
was
remake of Resident Evil 2.
That's an old question.
You know.
Is it?
Did you play Res? who
Stop
played-
answering the question,
did you
guys.
play Resident Evil 6?
I'm pretty sure we brought that up last. I don't know, like the Patreon feeds acting.
That might have been a
weird.
question from the week I wasn't here. That's why I
Yeah.
haven't heard it. Or wait.
He did post the question, right? He did post the question for this week, right?
I posted it.
Oh, you posted it.
No, I did, and the problem is it's just not loading. I wasn't because I posted it later in the day, and so I wasn't able to. I usually grab all the questions and put them in a doc,
Yeah.
so I don't have to be on the Patreon page to access it. But since I posted it so late in the day, I wanted to make sure I gave plenty of time for people to ask questions. I mean, if y'all want to talk about that question, I can grab my laptop.
I think
Well,
the
I
answer
wasn't
is
here
Resident
last
Evil 2.
week, so I would just like to say, on the issue of whether or not Capcom is capable of putting out a good Resident Evil game, I think the answer is no.
I think they can do it.
And I don't want to extrapolate on that any farther.
Well, I agree.
No.
If any,
I think they can do it. I think there's I feel like a lot of the problems with these Japanese developers is more of an upper management thing, and we've been seeing a lot of that lately. You know, with Konami and Capcom particularly, and even Nintendo. A lot of the times, it's like an upper management thing. Like it just seems like they don't really have their finger on the pulse of what is currently desired from the market. You know,
that they're more focused on the Japanese market than the international market. So
which leads them to.
So did you play Resident Evil 6? Dano says it's fun to
machines
play,
everywhere.
but I never played Resident Evil 6. I think the last one I played was 4.
I played one of the campaigns. I played the Chris campaign in Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
Chris Redfield. And it was like...
There's multiple campaigns?
Yeah,
there are 4
there's
campaigns.
4.
There's 3 main, and then there's 1 you unlock after you beat all 3.
Yeah.
Is the unlock some super person?
So the way the campaigns are structured in Resident Evil 6 is that they're all interwoven in some way. They take place at different times, but you go over a lot of the same environments, and
it's not
you get
like-
different perspectives of it, but you don't get like the whole story and finally get things to make fucking sense until you beat the 4th campaign.
Speaking of things making sense, Landon asks,
Okay.
what do all of you think the potential future for the Xbox One, especially with recent comments that Phil Spencer has made about focusing more on first-party exclusive games and backwards capability, cloud computing, blah, blah, blah. What do you think the
What do we think
potential for
about
the
the
future of the
potential?
Xbox One?
I think it'll make a solid second place when this generation's over.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about backwards compatibility, and like that's fine, but they're doing this whole like cloud-based backwards compatibility where it's just dependent on it's just dependent on which publishers they can get to agree to let them make their game backwards compatible. So it comes down to which publishers aren't planning on selling HD re-releases
Yeah, pretty much.
of their games.
So-
You know? So that
I think
that
that
doesn't
was-
woo me as much.
I think that was their the way they were competing with PlayStation Now,
Yeah.
which was a great. I mean, Sony acquired Gaikai, and so this whole streaming service, and you can get access to these older games, and so Xbox tried to one up them, and that hey, if you own this game already, you can play it for free.
Yeah.
But the problem is they have to get permission from the publisher first, and they don't have permission from. They just kind of like threw it out there, like, oh, we're gonna have a bunch of games, but not all of them, and we'll see what happens.
Do all you
Kinda-
guys have
yeah.
Xbox Ones?
No,
I've got one.
Only 2 people on the site have Xbox Ones. Chris Davis and Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was actually tweeting about Xbox One earlier today, and so I was asking kind of, is it ever going to be worth it to get one, or when will it be worth it? Because it's one of those things
Well, I
where,
mean-
because like is coming up
It's-
soon.
Yeah.
I know there's going to be a deal, and I don't think there's any games out right now I would play,
I mean,
really.
that's the thing there.
But
You're
soon from now there will be games, and if I wait, I might not get as good of a deal, and so it's kind of I'm in this limbo.
I'm really excited to play Halo 5, but I'm not going to run out and buy an Xbox to play it. You know?
Is that Xbox
Yes.
exclusive?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
where have you been?
Hey, on the
I mean,
PC.
there's a few
The
exclusives. I
PC
would
Master Race.
I
I
would
joined
get
that.
an Xbox One for Scalebound,
Scalebound, for
Crackdown 3.
For sure.
There are definitely games that I would really want to play, but I mean, as of right now,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it all
you know,
comes
if I-
down to
If I had an Xbox right now, I probably would have gotten Fallout 4 for the Xbox as opposed to PS4. But I don't know. I think if you're like, if the question is Xbox going to be okay, they're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, they'll be
like,
fine.
they're going to
Yeah.
be fine. Like I don't know.
all right. Next question from Arxidus. Arxidus. What has been your longest hiatus from video games or video game media / coverage? How long was it, and why did it happen?
from coverage or like just playing games or
Either or. I mean, I think most of us being gamers usually, especially in our current situation, do tend to look at coverage even if we aren't playing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess what's your longest stint
I guess,
without playing?
the summer between my junior and senior years of high school.
Jesus Christ.
There was a period of about 2.5, 3 weeks in which I just
That's it?
I did not have access.
That's not very long.
I thought you were going to say months.
Yeah, I know, right?
God, it felt like it, man. It really felt like it.
I'd say about 6 or 7 weeks I went on tour.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh,
just
yeah, I
'cause
remember that,
you're so busy. And I just didn't really have time to focus on anything else. But yeah.
I think mine was probably like, I would say Somewhere in the 2 to 4 month range. Like I'd been graduated from college. I had just moved from Miami back home, and I was living in a basically a double wide trailer, like in the middle of fucking nowhere. And we didn't really have internet. We didn't have cable. We didn't have anything. So like me and my roommate would. Like, we got a copy of, like, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and that's really all we played. Like, so I didn't really keep up with anything in that time.
I mean, for me, it was probably this past year when I moved. And I wasn't on the podcast for, like, almost a month. And I think I played games here and there. Not really, though. Just because it was kind of, like, a bigger move for me. Bernadette was getting a new job, and, I was having to pack up an entire house. And stuff like that, and so yeah, I definitely took a big break from games during that. But yeah, it was probably maybe like a month. But yeah,
I mean, if you're talking
like video games.
If you're talking just about like pure not playing games, then yeah, I've gone like 2-3 months without playing anything. Just fucking streaming stuff.
Those are the dark days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck that.
One question I'm gonna kind of paraphrase this one from Lazy. What games have you played where you were completely satisfied with the ending and decided not to do another evil/alternate playthrough, or vice versa? I think for most of us, it's almost every game.
Yeah, I don't
having the
Super
extra
Mario 64.
having the extra time to go back and replay a game isn't a luxury I get
Yeah.
very often.
something like Mass Effect.
unless it's exceptional.
But even then, still like.
Yeah. I played a shit ton of each of the Mass Effects my first time through. That's the only one where I really was like, oh, I'll try and go back and do something like I do a Paragon run, and I'd be like, oh, let me try Renegade, see what that's like. I don't do that a lot though, because I feel like a lot of times when I try to restart that new playthrough, I'm just tempted to make the same choices.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
found
same
out
here.
with Witcher 3. Like I want to
It's-
choose these other choices, but I'm like,
It's
well, I don't
weird
want.
when you're like playing a game like that, because they kind of it kind of just by default makes you think about like, what would I do in this situation? So you're always trying to do like the nice thing or the right thing and be like a hero, or like your decisions may not be consistent across the game. You know what I mean? But when you go back and you make a new character and you're like, okay, this character is kind of just like a fucking dick, And you try to like stay in a specific mindset when creating this character who's like separate from yourself. It's basically like trying to create a hero that isn't like a Mary Sue. That's interesting, but like it's hard because
It can be, yeah.
because I'm like I know this character should be doing this evil thing, but like I don't want to be evil.
It's like when we did Until Dawn. On the feed for Terror Tuesday, and I was choosing all the opposite things from Nick. I was like, man, like I don't like where this is going. Like these definitely aren't
like,
choices I would be making. And yeah, I think it's hard for me to even play out of my comfort zone. Like I always kind of tend to play towards the good person.
Yeah.
And, that's just how I am. There are times when I've played games, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the bad guy, but it feels wrong. Like it doesn't. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Not in the sense that like. It's a game. It doesn't really fucking matter. It's just more of a like. I'm like, I'd rather do the good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, whatever.
Chai Tai asks,
Chai Tai.
best game that combined gunplay and melee combat.
Gunplay
His
and
vote is
melee
for the
combat.
online shooter Guns. Gunplay and melee combat.
What was that game that was tied in with the
Bayonetta?
Advent Rising? Wait, remember that game, Advent?
Advent, yeah, or Advent, right? Yeah.
I thought that was pretty fun.
Does magic count? I don't know.
I don't
Do you
know.
think like the old what was it? Light and Magic, Dark Messiah, like that had
Oh,
really
yeah.
good melee
I remember
combat,
that.
and there was some like bows and arrows and magic and shit like that.
I think Dishonored's a good example.
Yeah,
I mean, you could go to like the default choices, like a Devil May Cry game.
Yeah,
or
that's what
something
like
that.
Devil May Cry or like Bayonetta, that kind of whole style of
Yeah,
melee and using your guns to juggle / getting more powerful weapons to do different attacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking like a 50-50 ratio of gunplay to melee combat, I can't provide you a good example, unfortunately. But games that have good gun combat but have very satisfying melee, even small systems, I like to think of like Mass Effect 3. I really love that combat system.
I mean, I would almost think about like The Last of Us, where you always have access to both guns and melee, but it's always your choice as to whether you use them at all or how you use them in a given situation.
Yeah, but a lot of the decisions about gunplay in that game are based on scarcity and availability of resources. So it's better in that game to play melee than it is to do gunplay, honestly.
Michael asks, for $1 million, would you guys drink Lester's Fixin's Buffalo Wing flavored soda for the rest of your life?
No.
For the rest of my life? No.
I will spend $1 million in like 2 weeks. No.
For the rest of my life?
If I just like...
Wait, can I drink water too?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
No.
No.
$1 million.
Just $1 million? No.
What is this, 1960?
Maybe like $100 million?
I mean, it doesn't
Maybe.
specify how much. Or
You haven't experienced a
like I would
Lester's
drink one a
Fixin's
week
beverage.
for the rest of my life for $1 million. Why not?
You don't know what this man
can
has done to his
diversify.
beverages.
Wait, is that the... What is this? It's down here somewhere.
No, it's not that one. But he has a whole line of things like the Buffalo Wing soda, a bacon soda, a ranch dressing soda, a sweet corn soda.
Sweet corn.
What if with that $1 million
Sweet
you could buy the Lester Fixin's brand
And then,
And
then shut it
change-
down.
and at least even change the Buffalo?
That's the kind
doesn't
of
sound
out of the box
reasonable.
thinking we need around
Dude,
here.
you
Yeah,
don't
and
even-
then you're making money from this fucking soda
You
company
can't
you
even
now
like
own.
fucking buy most houses around
Yeah,
here for
that's
$1 million. Like, what are you guys talking about?
But the thing there is that you still are obligated to drink the things for the rest of your life. And nobody's going to buy this fucking product. You can't
are, 'cause
convince
you got,
anybody.
You got to drink
It's
it for
a-
the rest of your life.
It's a novelty. Oh my God, it's disgusting.
Yeah, that's actually a good example.
pretty
What would
bad?
I blow $1 million in 2 weeks? I'd probably buy a fucking house. That's probably what I'd do.
That'd be,
million-
And then I couldn't afford to pay the taxes.
that'd be
on
a
it
pretty
again for
nice
the rest
house
of my
in this
life.
area.
Dude.
You just
Getting
In
there,
this
man.
part of town, maybe. Like,
All right, well, Walter A. Berger's question's way too long this week.
Yeah, also known as Jack.
Walter A. Berger can ask his question again next week if he wants to.
Sorry,
Walter
Jack.
Burger.
So White asks, remember when everyone thought Destiny was going to be the best game ever, and there really wasn't anything there, kind of like No Man's Sky ? I will note that I
does
never,
that mean?
I never thought Destiny was going to be the best game ever. I
No.
always poo-pooed that game.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, get in.
Nolan poo-poo
Make sure you
Destiny.
get your OG. I knew.
And go back and listen to the podcast. I never had any interest in Destiny. People were talking about it like it's going to be the next Halo, and I
believe
disagree.
you.
I know. I wasn't thinking because of what it turned out to be. I just didn't think it was going to be, an amazing game. It turned out to have different issues.
I started getting really worried about that project and losing hope when I started realizing just how many people had left Bungie.
I think it's a scenario where anytime a company goes out and talks about their game like it's a miracle and it's the best thing in the world, it makes me immediately doubt that it's that good.
Yeah.
If your game is that good, you don't need to spend millions of dollars on advertisements. And
Wait,
stuff
so
like
what was
that.
the question? Just, hey, remember
Yeah,
that?
did you remember when
That's
that?
not a fucking
Well, I
question.
think every game needs an
Okay, we get
advertising
it.
budget.
We don't
I
like
mean-
Destiny. Okay.
You know, Activision
But-
to this day still hasn't revealed the sales numbers for the game.
Really?
Yeah, they still won't say what it sold. That is stupid.
Well, I think every game needs an advertising budget, but the game, I think, will sell itself
release, like,
after a while.
Like
Yeah.
number of users, but they don't release
Yeah.
Did that come
sales
with
figures.
early reviews? I think that's a testament to like whether or not
Well, they
a
came
game...
out with the beta, and people seem to either love or hate the beta.
Okay.
It was
Well, I think
kinda-
a good testament to whether or not a game is good is whether or not the developers are like, they'll send them out
send out the review copies.
Yeah,
and they don't put the
embargo.
like the day after the game comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they get like Assassin's Creed, isn't it embargoed until like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that? Reviews on the game.
I don't know,
Exactly.
honestly.
Like
Yeah.
Heart of Stone, I mean,
Well, it
you could
comes
read
out,
the review
like,
a week before it came out.
Thought it came out today.
Did it?
Well,
I thought it was
Creed?
on a weird day. I don't
Oh, is it?
remember.
I don't know.
Assassin's Creed came out today. Yeah.
Oh, did it? No way. Did it?
Does it? Well, none of us really care about it. So, I mean,
so that
they're
midnight
still
launch I
making
went to, there
Assassin's
wasn't
Creed
there
games?
wasn't anybody buying Assassin's Creed.
I
I
don't
don't even
know.
remember seeing it there.
I've purchased it, but it doesn't unlock for me until November 19th.
I
Oh,
can't-
wait. Let's
Why?
talk about Tony Hawk
PC
5.
Let's not
Let's
say
not
we
talk.
did.
Let's not even say we did.
Final question for the evening. With the release, this is from Piocht.
Piocht.
With the release of episode 5 of from the Borderlands this week, what is your favorite use of licensed music in a video game? This does not include trailers.
Tales of the Borderlands.
Licensed.
Licensed music.
Yeah, every fucking intro sequence on every episode of Tales of the Borderlands has some licensed song that this just makes the whole thing fucking amazing, badass. It was so cool. Like Sean Pertwee was one of them.
Huh.
Jungle was episode 1. That's how I discovered Jungle, and they're a fucking awesome band.
Okay, apparently AC is out on the 23rd.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
So Friday, it comes out on a Friday. What is it? Fucking Nintendo?
When you're entering Mexico.
Told you.
Can you say that, like games like Red Dead that have original music composed for it are licensed music though? Can you say that?
But they're not purchasing a license.
I think this
Was that song made for Red Dead specifically?
I think
believe so.
several. Yeah.
Okay.
I think most, if not all of them, were.
I love
I
that
think they're
song.
referring to licensed music that was a song that they paid for to use.
brings up a good point. A lot of the stuff in Hotline Miami was.
So I wanted to bring
Yeah.
up Saints Row.
I was gonna say Saints Row 2 and 3.
Saints Row, was it 3 or 4 that had the
Saints Row
Aerosmith song?
I don't wanna
Yeah,
cry.
when
That
you're
was
jumping
4.
on the rock
That's
at the
the
very beginning.
beginning of 4 when
Yeah.
you're climbing up the
Yeah,
rock.
and then at the very end, when you
was
get the
funny.
power suit, and it starts playing, I got the touch.
Touch, bow, bow, bow. You got the power. Yeah,
Fucking
so good. So
great.
good.
The Saints Row did a great job
So
of
good.
using licensed music.
Just the way
I mean,
they
it's-
did the
it's
final
really corny.
countdown in Saints Row 2 was amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Good fucking times.
Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero.
I would say if you had to choose like a music game, Guitar Hero or Aerosmith, I'm totally over.
And so
Just the Aerosmith one.
I think that was like the best balance of like just basic disc game music. I think it had a good variety of Aerosmith songs like with that. I thought it was fun. It was fun.
A man cannot subsist on Aerosmith alone.
There are people that would argue with you.
I mean, Aerosmith's great. They're fine. They're wonderful.
Yeah,
but
no.
like, you're only gonna listen to Aerosmith. Okay, no, we're not having.
Well, you were
this
playing
discussion.
it.
Anyway,
That was different. Whatever.
What's next, Nolan?
next is the 4-player minute.
4-player
What about the chatter of the week?
Oh, fuck me.
Wait, what?
Fuck me. Thank you.
You're the one who
see what
loves chatter of the
It's
week.
because we skipped it last
Best part of
week.
the show.
Nick can't take a week off.
It's because we skipped it last week, and I wasn't on my tablet, which is where I'm normally at, where I have all my tabs, and I just go through them. I just go. I have Patreons, I have questions, I have supporter of the month, and I have chatter of the week. And since I wasn't on it, but anyway, chatter of the week.
Oh, we forget.
Favorite part of the show where we pit two chatters against each other in an all-out brawl of chatterness.
Chattertude. Chatterosity.
Chatterosity is that what we're going with this
I
week?
think so, yeah.
Their
That's
chatterosity
That's a good measurement.
and how chitorious they are.
Chatterous.
Chatterous.
Yeah.
All right. This week, which is the stuff from last week because we skipped it last week.
Yes.
Our first chatter is loading.
Loading.
Dude, Google Sheets is the fucking worst. You
what's
can't
going on
you can't tab out of the app and go back to it and have it still be where it's at. It closes.
It's a reload.
Yeah, it's really fucking silly.
I hope the other chatter's name is buffering.
It's not.
Oh.
It's Sam. I'm just kidding. It's still like Jesus Christ. Like
What
fuck
the
you.
hell?
I'm sure I can pull it up on my laptop faster.
But you
than it's
just
gonna-
shut your laptop
Yeah, that I just
down.
fucking shut down. That I can probably pull up faster than this app's gonna fucking load. It's ridiculous. You try and use the fucking internet in 2015,
I know, right? Internet sucks.
right? Fuck the
We'll just
internet.
burn it down.
Burn the internet.
There was a
Burn
room
down.
with a button, and someone said, if you press that button, it's gonna just kill the internet forever. Would you hit the button?
For how much money?
Just to do it.
It would
Just
kill the internet forever.
just for the pure joy of knowing that you brought the world to its knees.
It's like-
you brought the world to its knees
It's
just
like
by
the
pressing
ultimate
a button.
troll.
Yeah, they're like, dude, just fucking get off.
How
on
would
it.
it work though?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? It just shuts down the
just
internet.
shuts down the
The
internet.
button is a symbol, Mike. It doesn't matter how it works.
It blows up every
Maybe you
data
hit the
center
button
in the
and
world.
somebody goes out and
everything
just
would.
unplugs all the Ethernet cables in the world. I don't fucking know
It would
how it works,
come-
Mike.
yeah.
You're getting too wrapped
Well,
up in the imagery. of the
I will
button.
say that I did not do it. I would not do it.
You wouldn't.
No.
No. So all right. So our first chatter this week
like
is
the internet.
Jimmy H. Heck Animal in chat from Tallahassee, Florida. You know where that is, Crispy?
Yeah, it's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
It's up the coast.
No, I know where that is. I've been there. All right, his shameful secret: not playing a Legend of Zelda game until 2010. This is one of those things with like chatters and stuff. Where I always assume they're my age, but it's like, what if he was born in like
He could
2000?
Yeah, he could be 10.
Yeah. He says, my college roommate talked me into playing Ocarina of Time, and I loved it. I immediately moved on to play Majora's Mask, and I loved that as well. Brad, don't hate me. I started Twilight Princess, and I could not get into it. Ooh. That's a shameful secret. And I think that's one of the situations where a lot of people really like Twilight Princess.
Dude, Twilight Princess.
There are rumors going around
Dude, it
that
still hasn't loaded.
you can find an icon in the Wii U store for a Twilight
was a
Princess
rumor.
HD.
Rumor, and I wouldn't put it past them. They did it for Wind Waker. I would definitely see them doing it for Twilight Princess. Yeah. His greatest gaming achievement, 100%ing Metroid Prime. The atmosphere in that game made for one of my favorite gaming experiences ever, and to this day, I cannot learn enough about that universe. Also, the first time I went for a 100%, I made it to the final boss and realized that I had missed one creature logbook entry. It sucks.
That sucks.
So he just has to live with that.
Yep.
Forever.
His top 5 games of all time. Number 5, Dead
Rising.
Or Alive.
Island.
Which is weird, right?
Dead Space.
There you go.
Good man.
We all said 3 shitty games.
Yeah,
Right? Right? What the fuck's wrong with y'all?
I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think we just
He didn't play
underestimated
Zelda
him.
until like 5 years ago.
Dead
We don't
Space.
know.
Dead Space.
Number 4, The Legend of...
Zelda.
Zelda. Ocarina of Time.
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Yes! Nice!
Number
I'm
3,
impressed.
Fallout.
New
2.
Vegas.
Fallout 2.
No, if
I'm giving
he's
the
like
benefit of the doubt.
2010 to play his first Zelda game, his Fallout is Fallout 3.
Yeah, but I'm hoping it's 2.
It's
Or New Vegas. It's not one of the first 2.
Fallout 3.
It was 3.
Damn
Oh
it.
my god, I'm being so cynical with this game.
You are. His number 2 game of all time is Deus.
X Human Revolution.
There's no way he's played Deus
Yeah.
Ex 1. or 2. It's got to
It's
be
Human Revolution.
Deus Ex.
What?
Really? The
Yep.
original?
Yep.
Oh, deep
Wow.
cut. Okay.
I think he's a little older than you're thinking. He was in
I'm
college in
impressed here.
2010.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's younger than any of us.
It depends on when he was in college. I was in college in 2010.
Yeah, but weren't you like in super college?
Graduate.
Grad school?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was. Super college.
I like how there's college after college.
His number 1
biggest
game of all
scam.
time is Metroid.
Prime.
Prime 7.
Shut up.
Prime
That's
Prime
it.
Echoes.
Metroid Prime.
Yes.
He says, been listening to the podcast since 2010.
Wow.
Holy crap, that's a
There you go.
bear. Got me listening.
There you go.
Good.
All right.
And this week, Heck Animal is up against Mark the Avocado.
Mark the avocado.
Mark the avocado.
Avocados.
Mark
like
Narukami in
I like
chat.
avocados.
From Killeen, Texas.
Oh, that's
that's
close.
Clean.
Yeah, that's not
Nice.
far. That's like, what, an hour away?
That's
Yeah.
a hop, piss, and a jump away.
Yep. A zip, piss, and
Zip, whip, pee.
his
Say Mark
shameful
the
secret.
avocado.
Yeah, Mark the Avocado.
There's Mark the weeaboo right
Oh,
there.
it's so close, Mark the Weeaboo, but so far.
A lot of marks.
He says, when I was younger, I had lost my DS, so I took my older brother's and someone stole it from me. When I found my DS, I gave it to my brother so he could play his games until he got a new DS. He still doesn't know that I took it to this day. It's kind of similar to that other one we had a while back where someone
There's a
stole
lot
their
of, like,
sister's
yeah.
Game Boy.
There's a lot of deception and thievery.
In, like, siblings.
Among siblings,
these
yeah.
chat-
No, definitely. His greatest gaming achievement, I managed to play Dot Hack GU Volume 1 plus Volume 3, 100% completing both games. Did he mean 1 through 3, maybe?
No, but he said both games.
Yeah. Why would you skip 2 though?
Yeah. I don't know. Is there... Yeah, I don't know. Both games and reach around 100 plus hours on each game. Because Dot Hack is one of my favorite game series, and these 2 games are great. I thought in the end these games deserve the hours among hours I put into them.
I mean, it's a great concept for a series.
played
but-
Dot Hack.
I played the first Dot Hack.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Dot Hack sign.
Yeah.
Did you beat it?
I don't
No.
remember.
No.
The first Dot, I liked it. Like, I thought it was cool. I didn't keep going. I didn't get as far as GU, but Dot Hack was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah, it definitely.
I
was.
remember wishing that they would make The World.
Yeah.
MMO.
Well, they did.
Did they really? Oh, but it was only in Japan.
No, I think it was actually a Korean MMO.
Oh,
Anyway, his top 5 games of all time. Number 5, Blade.
Storm Nightmare.
What?
Blade
Is that it?
Runner.
I
Blade Symphony.
what is
There
that?
was a PC game called Blade Runner, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by Westwood Studios.
Number 4 game of all time, Fire
Emblem. The second.
Radiant Dawn. Is that one that people like?
It's Fire Emblem 2.
Fire Emblem.
Really? Fine. Be that way.
His number 3 game of all time is Mega Man.
6.
2.
X.
Mega Man X4.
Oh wow.
Okay, I was close.
There's
Okay.
X4. Jesus Christ.
They went to X8.
He says it's tied with Mega Man Legends. So but
yeah.
he said X4
I
first.
played Legends. It's
Two
the RPG
very
one,
different
right?
games.
Yeah, very
though.
fucking different games. His number 2 game of all time is Skull.
Candy.
Girls. I don't. Skullgirls.
Skulls of the Shogun, or
Skullgirls.
There you go. I know a lot of people.
maybe
really
he's
like that.
maybe he's interested in Indivisible.
Yeah, I'm sure he's excited for it. Its Indiegogo campaign is not doing so hot.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, I wish it was because that game looks fucking amazing.
It does.
And you should all go go it. How does Indiegogo work? Back?
You Indigo something.
Pledge to
Indigo.
Indigo?
Indigo.
You should all go Indigo Indivisible.
That's
With
right.
liberty and justice for all. And his number 1 game of all time is Kingdom.
Under
Hearts.
Fire.
Hearts 1.
It's Kingdom Under Fire.
Kingdom Hearts
Oh
2.
fuck! You could have been.
Two.
You could have been so cool. Oh,
Well, at least it wasn't like Dream Drop Distance or 358 over.
Chains of
What
Memory
is
or-
with these fucking
Yeah.
naming schemes for this fucking franchise?
well, they were like, we have a Kingdom Hearts on the 3DS. We need a name with 3 Ds in it. Dream Drop Distance. Yeah.
There's a
Drop
dream.
Distance.
So once again, we have Heck Animal versus Mark Narukami. Heck Animal never played a Zelda game until 2010, and then he turns out he didn't like Twilight Princess. Completed Metroid Prime 100%. His top 5 games were Dead Space, Majora's Mask, Fallout 3, Deus Ex, and Metroid Prime. Up against Mark Narukami, who stole his brother's DS. Completed 100% Dot Hack Volume 1 and 3. His top 5 games were Blade Symphony, Fire Emblem, Mega Man X4, Skullgirls, and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, I don't think I understand that person.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for the first guy because
Heck Animal?
because crime doesn't pay. That's why.
Okay.
Heck Animal gets my vote.
All right.
Easily. Impress me with his list.
I'm gonna go Mark.
Mark, really?
Yeah.
Deciding
Sticking
vote.
up for the underdog, huh?
Sticking up for the underdog.
It's gonna
Um,
be no.
Okay.
It's gonna be.
Mark, I'm sorry. I'm giving it to Heck Animal.
Heck and
Heck Animal.
Heck Animal from Tallahassee, Florida. Congratulations. You are this week's Chatter of the Week. If you'd like to be Chatter of the Week, all you got to do is go to 4playernetwork.com. There's a Chatter of the Week button on the right. Click on that. Enter in your chatter chattiness, and you will be entered in to win Chatter of the Week.
Chatter of the Week.
And that's it for community.
Oh shit!
All right.
Is it time?
It's time.
It's time.
We thought it was time half an hour ago.
That wasn't that long ago, but now it is officially time for the 4-player minute.
Alrighty. But can we
The
keep it to a
longest
minute
4
without
minutes.
Brad and Nick here?
I would love to keep it to a minute.
I don't
1
know if
minute.
we can.
Crispy?
Okay, my week of 4-player minute starts now, and it is a 4-player minute filled with hypes. My first hype is for fucking Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. I
that was
can't
mine.
wait.
That's
I've
fine,
given
you can do
it.
it too.
I've given in. I've given in to the hype, and I'm letting it flow through me, and it's wonderful. My second
The
hype
hype.
is for this book I just bought today. It is Welcome to Night Vale, a novel. It is the novel written by the Welcome to Night Vale guys, which is a podcast, which if you haven't listened to it, is pretty fucking great. I love it. It's wonderful. And the book so far, I'm like 2-3 chapters in. Perfect.
Genre?
Just like the weird.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to. Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Nice.
weird. It's like X-Files and Twin Peaks and
Okay.
weirdness all just kind of like flattened and rolled into one. It's awesome. It's amazing. My first video game related hype is for Fallout 4. That shit's coming up, bros. Guys, Fallout 4 is coming.
It is.
Can't fucking wait. Getting the Pip-Boy and everything. And last but not least, I am hyped for No Man's Sky. Woo!
Cool. Mike?
Alrighty. How about you go? And then I'll wait. You go. Then I'll go.
I just passing the buck there. Okay. I guess my hype this week is going to be for Halo 5, which comes out next week, and every time I think about it, I'm just getting more excited for this game.
Unless you got the collector's edition, which came out like yesterday.
Yeah, which I
But you
didn't-
can't play the game until next week.
Yeah, they released the collector's
Yeah, it's
edition
so weird.
Xbox console,
That's so
but it doesn't
dumb.
come with the game. So I'm like, what? I don't know.
Oh, man.
My sweat is actually for Fallout 4 because, good God, how am I going to have time to beat that when I have fucking Battlefield and Assassin's Creed and Halo and Just Cause, and I have barely even fucking touched Mad Max. I need to start fucking Life is Strange. I mean, when am I going to have time for fucking Fallout 4? God,
Guys, I was
fuck.
talking about this like 4 months ago.
I know.
Like, I was
I know.
preaching that the end of the year is nigh, and we are gonna be
The end
fucked.
is coming.
And it's here now.
It happens every year.
Do you
guys.
This year is
understand?
We have
particularly
the
bad.
same fucking
This
conversation.
year is
every day.
particularly
I don't know where
bad.
we're gonna find time to play all these games. It happens every fucking year.
No, I mean, and oh fuck, it hurts so much to think about. And I also have to work on the fucking Game of the Year video content. So when am I gonna have time for that?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. My fuck you this week goes to Overkill Software for the bullshit that's been going on in Payday 2. Why are you doing such a tremendously dumb job of not communicating with your community and introducing features that are not even features? They're just designed to fucking fund you. Fuck you guys. And my thank you this week goes to Brad's back going out so I can actually be on the podcast.
There you go.
All right.
Mike?
Cool. So my hype. It's kind of a dual hype. It's one for Star Wars. You know, I'm kind of super excited about that.
Dude, fuck yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing the movie that I've been waiting to see, you know, since the end of the real trilogy.
Yeah.
You know?
You mean the prequels?
The real trilogy. What? That doesn't exist. Those don't exist. Those movies don't exist. My other hype is for Bernie Sanders 2016.
Nice.
Throw that in there.
No,
Damn.
go for
Political
it.
on the show.
You're getting political. We can't
Getting
do that.
political.
Please keep supporting us if you're a Democrat or
Yeah.
a Republican.
But even it's not
Thoughts
gonna
and
get, not gonna get
opinions.
too far into it. But yeah, you know, things get kind of crazy. But so that's my hype. Let's see, my sweat is for the 2016 election. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, guys.
What?
It's gonna be crazy.
Mike,
Double the
Cray.
poll.
What are you gonna do if Trump wins?
Cray, cray.
I don't know. I think I might have to move. You know, because
You want to
I'm
go to Canada?
Hispanic.
You want to go to Canada with me?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
We'll go to Canada.
We can move up to Canada.
Dude, you guys, he's already the CEO of a company. I think
The-
he can run a country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so good at the military. Just so
Yeah.
good. I
He's-
mean, that's,
he's-
Well, he already promised that he would be. He's
Yeah.
like, by the time I'm president, I'm going to have that shit figured out.
He's
Don't
also-
worry if I don't know the answers
He's also
now.
promised that he's going to cut the budget of the EPA, which is a super smart thing to do with this
Yeah.
this climate control.
Just-
yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah,
That's a whole tangent.
yeah.
I'm opening it
Yeah.
up.
No,
I'm gonna
next-
open
next
it
one.
up
Wait,
right now.
aren't there local elections going on right now? Should I be concerned about that?
Well, I think the problem is normally we have Brad and Nick on the show who know nothing about politics.
No, they don't.
And so we can't really have political conversations.
Just
Are
Just,
not political.
if you're going to escape to Canada, do it before Trump builds the wall.
Okay.
Because he wants to
build
build
a
a
it's
wall
only
in
the
Canada.
South. Let's see. My FU of the week goes towards, I guess. Well, the Republicans in Texas just defunded Planned Parenthood, so you know.
Stop it, Mike!
So that's
We're going to get deal.
Oh my god, we're losing patrons.
And my thank you goes to the viewers for watching this week and
And for
you know,
continuing to subscribe and
continuing
follow
to
us,
subscribe.
even if you don't agree with Mike's opinions.
and we
Yeah,
thank you
these
for
are
your
just
support of
things.
the
These are just my
Democratic Party.
opinions. These are not the opinions
Mike
of
does
anybody
not
else
represent 4Player Podcast.
at 4Player Podcast.
He's not even really on that much, so
Yeah,
like,
I come on every once in a while.
We'll even accept money from the Green Party, so yeah. It's okay.
But yeah, that's what I got.
Cool.
Thank God. Save us now.
My 4-player minutes starts now. My hype. Star Wars, dude. What? So I watched that trailer.
Fuck you! Star Wars is awesome.
I watched that trailer today because I didn't get a chance to yesterday. It was a really busy day. I watched it, and then 4 more times in a row. I am super excited. It's giving me all the feels of the original trilogy. Some guy he's like, oh, it's almost following the originals, A New Hope to a T with the blah blah. Go fuck yourself. It looks like the movie's gonna be great. If it does suck, I'll eat my words. But I don't think it's going to.
It's gonna take. If it does suck, it's gonna take me like 3 viewings to realize it. At this point,
my hype goes to Fallout 4 as well. Super fucking excited for that game. Bethesda put out their collector edition like guides and stuff like that today. I did pre-order the not $120 collector edition guide. Because I was so pleased with the Metal Gear guide, the collector's edition.
Yeah.
That got me excited. So I got the Fallout one as well. It's a nice hardcover book, lots of content in it. And like we were talking about earlier, it's actually
it's kind of written like in universe.
In universe, yeah. So it's like a vault guide,
like a
almost.
vault tech, vault dweller.
So I'm excited for that. I love that universe. My thank you.
I was just gonna say, if anybody's interested, there's a bundle at Best Buy right now which gets you the game, the season pass, and a pair of Vault Boy socks for $90.
That's exactly what I need. Vault Boy socks. My thank you this week goes to CD Projekt Red. I mean, thank you so much. They are representing what every game company should be.
Yes.
That is the ideal
Yes.
game company. They make games for the people because they love making games. They aren't in it for the money. And if you look at it, they make plenty of money.
Yeah.
Because they put out good games, good content, no bullshit. That's what I love about them. Great fucking company. And then my fuck you this week is going to go right up Microsoft's ass for this issue I've had with Windows 10. It's fucking ridiculous.
What issues are you having?
I upgraded and I immediately wanted to downgrade. It wouldn't let me. Even though you're supposed to, it's super easy. All you do is you click, 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 and he reverts you. Nope. The only way I can go back to Windows 7 is by completely reformatting my computer, which is a hassle, and I don't want to have to fucking deal with that. I might end up doing it though because I've been having nonstop issues with my graphics card.
Really?
The most
listen to this.
The most recent NVIDIA update helped. The problem I've been having is my graphics driver will crash mid-game. I have to uninstall. So what was happening was Microsoft Windows 10, every time I turned off my computer, was updating my graphics driver. I couldn't stop it from doing it. It was always, every time I would turn it off, it would upgrade it. Problem is, it would upgrade it to an unstable version. So anytime I wanted to play a game, I had to install the previous version of the graphics driver so I could play the game.
Wow.
The most recent update from my graphics card fixed that issue. Everything was going great, no crashes. Now, it crashes every time I play a game unless I run a third-party tool to completely remove my graphics card driver and go base motherboard graphics card drivers, fresh, clean install of the driver, and then no problems until I turn off my computer again, which is a daily basis for me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Which is nonstop fucking issues. It's really frustrating.
Have you tried actually just going into sleep mode or hibernate mode and just seeing if that helps?
Sometimes sleep mode just disappears. Yeah, it just won't be there. I'll have power reset and hibernate.
Really?
But I'm not a big fan of hibernate. I like turning off my computer.
What is this? A screensaver?
I upgraded to Windows 10, but I haven't had I've had issues here and there, but it hasn't been too
It
bad.
might just be my graphics card.
What kind of a graphics card do
I
you
have an NVIDIA 660 Ti.
Okay.
Anyway, so fuck you, Microsoft.
Yeah, fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you, Konami. Fuck you, everybody.
Pretty much.
You know, they've released the wireless controller adapter for the Xbox One for PC today.
Yeah.
Only works in Windows 10.
Of course. Of course. Well, I guess that's it. That's it for the show this week. Yeah. Mike, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
it. You're welcome anytime that we have a seat available. And that's it. 4playernetwork.com. Don't forget patreon.com/4player. Our camping trip, our patron camping trip is coming up. Patrons are not invited. We are just doing it for patrons.
Yes.
And we will be there on your behalf.
And we've got a fresh new top 5 coming up very soon.
Yes, we do.
Horror week next week.
Next week is Horror Week.
Horror week.
Going to be playing lots of scary, spooky games.
I'm playing my first Fatal Frame game.
And I think you're going to love it. That's the best game. Fatal Frame 2 is the best game you could play.
I'm trying to track down a copy of the Xbox version because it's got the director's cut and they add a bunch of stuff into it. So,
Dude,
We'll do it.
go for it.
And that's it. Thanks, guys. Woo! Love you. 4playernetwork.com.
good night.